Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. What's good with you? And so we've got the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings here for this one, early first quarter here. And so we will start off here with the Green Bay Packers getting the football here first in this one. Both teams right now currently 7-8 on the year. As we are getting ready, we really got just 1 week left after this of the regular season. So both of these teams, they know what this means here. You got to win. This is a must-win situation here. And so let's see. We've got Joe Brown to start things off here, and he says, go Vikings and Happy New Year to everyone. And may God continue to bless all of us throughout the year. Appreciate that. And so now we've got our aces in the building here. And let's see. RY, the aces and Hawkeyes guy. RC, what's good with you? And he says, I know JB ain't coming on here all night. LOL. Meanwhile, deep pass right off the get-go there by Jordan Love. And that's going to be incomplete. So now we're looking at 2nd and 10 coming up. But right off the bat, first play, taking a deep shot there. Gotta love it. That's going to make it 2nd and 10 coming up. Kenneth says, Happy New Year to my friend. How are you doing tonight? I am doing pretty good, Kenneth, and Happy New Year to each and every one out there. As man, this is officially the last couple hours of 2023. Wow, Kenneth says he's doing good. We've got Braden here. Braden, what's good with you? So here out of the shotgun, they're going to feed it here to Aaron Jones, and he's going to pick up 3 yards on the ground. It's going to make it 3rd and 7 coming up right now from the Green Bay 23-yard line. Let's see what they do here on 3rd down. And so we've got Michael in the building. Michael says, JB, Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year to you. And so, oh, man, you know, in honor of the new year, what was your favorite? Everybody let me know your favorite moment of 2023. You know, whether it's sports related, whether it's personal life related. You guys let me know your favorite moment of 2023. Well, here we go for the Packers. 3rd and 7. Love throws it. And it is going to be, oh, man, how did he drop that? How did Romeo Doubs, I haven't said Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs drop that one. That is... wow. So just like that, 3 now, and the Packers will be punting the ball. You look at that. Oh, man, if the ball hits you in the hands like that, the great ones, they make that play. And I know he had to twist his body and everything, but I feel like that's when he's got to make. That's when he's got to make. And let's see. The Aces says, JB, I threw a curve at you and many others. You say name change. Still got the RC in parentheses, though. And so, yes, starting out the new year, now it's going to be RY and stuff like that. Gotcha. Meanwhile, punt on the way. Let's see if we're going to return here by the Vikings. And no. Fair caught that one from his own 23, and that's where Minnesota will take over here with the football. And so we'll get to see Jaren Hall. How does the kid do? Right now, if you're Minnesota, I mean, Nick Mullen, he had me mad with him. I'm not, I'm not a Vikings fan. I'm neutral with them, but Nick Mullen had me mad. All those yards, but yet 4 interceptions previously. So I understand the switch, but let's see, is this the charm? Is this the guy to help the Minnesota Vikings get a W today? We're going to find that out. All right, so first offensive play here for the Minnesota Vikings from their own 23-yard line. We've got Hall up under center here, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Play fake, bootlegging, Hall on the move. Hall, he's going to run, and he's going to pick up about a good 4 or 5 yards on the run there. 2nd and 5 coming up from the Minnesota 28-yard line. And so let's see. Battlehawk Superfan says XFL merger complete. Absolutely. How are you doing? How are you doing? And let's see. RY, the Aces and Hawkeyes guy, says JB is like rye, but like rye bread. And so, gotcha, rye. Okay. And you say, oh, my first name starts with the letter RY. And so, okay. Meanwhile, Vikings here, they're going to hand it to the back tight Chandler, and Chandler's going to pick up 3 yards in the carry. And then we've got 3rd and 2 coming up here for the Minnesota Vikings from their own 31-yard line, looking to see if they can get the first down here of the game. Meanwhile, as they do that, good opportunity for me to go ahead and try to set up the poll question here. Let's see. Let's see. All right, meanwhile, 3rd and 1. Here in the shotgun. In the pocket. Up, there's a guy that's coming unblocked. Incomplete. So that's going to bring up 4th down. So right now, both defenses establishing themselves here. I was a little afraid that Jaron Hall did not see the guy coming off the end there, but lucky for him, it wasn't anything worse than an incompletion. Let's see. He says, let's see. Y says, it's just my initials, RRC. I don't care which one you call me, RC or RY. Just don't call, I'm sorry, Rye, just don't call me RY. I have no idea who that is. You could be the first. You could be the first. All right, here we go. Punt on the way. And it goes into the end zone here. And so we'll see now what the Packers do in their second offensive drive here. And so far in this one, both teams went 3 and out offensively. Who can get going first? That's what we're waiting to see. Right, let's see. Rice says, I want to change my name as to make it more of my own merit than just, Caitlin Clark in Iowa in the title. Okay, they're established and I'm not. And so, all right. So Rice says this is all about establishing legacies here. Okay. And so Lewis, oh man, we've got Lewis in the building. He says, hey JB, how much is Green Bay losing by? Well, so far it is still 0-0, but how are you doing, Lewis? Oh man, let's see. Rice says, JB, you can't get away from calling Packer games, I see. And so yes, I did think about that as well. But I tell you what though, I think I did all of us a favor avoiding that Georgia and Florida State game yesterday. That game, I knew it was going to be that way. I knew it was going to be that way. And so it just, Florida State didn't care. It looked that way. If the players don't care, how can we? Let's see. Rice says, JB, you can't get away from the call in the Packers. All right, bet. Kenneth says, no poll question for us. And so, Kenneth, appreciate the reminder there. I meant to set that up there, but got distracted. Let me go ahead and do that now. Again, both teams right now currently 7-8, and so we've only got 1 week left after this, so it's either now or never. All right, let's see. All right, so Mike says Florida State stinks like the Pats. Oh man, no need to throw the Pats under the bus. Hey, Pats fought Buffalo mighty hard there, mighty hard. Battlehawks, mighty hard. And let's see, Lewis says, still in Mexico, my friend, be back on Wednesday, and you got under 45 tonight. Bet. So Lewis said he took the under, and he says that he's over there chilling in Mexico right now. Nice. You said you're hoping for a tie. Well, I tell you what, those Bears, they went out there and they took care of business. They got the W today, made it look easy. And so poor Atlanta fans there. So I know Black Medicine wasn't too happy about that. But the Bears, they went out there and got the W. But yes, you guys remember when JB was talking about, I would not have even had Florida State in there if we were doing a top 5, to be honest, because without their quarterback, to me, they were not even a top 5 team and stuff like that. But man, they did themselves no favor. I know a lot of guys were out, but still, they chose to be out. Meanwhile, Jordan Love made the pass, completed there for 5 yards to Tucker Kraft. Let's see. Y says JB streams hockey games coming February 2024. And so must be another JB. That's for sure. But right now, 2nd and 5 right now for the offense of the Green Bay Packers here. Again, they are on the road here. Tight end goes in motion. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back. Love making adjustments. Vikings showing pressure. They give it to Aaron Jones, and Jones is going to pick up 2 yards on the carry. That's going to make a 3rd down coming up here. So we got 3rd and 3 from the Green Bay 27-yard line. Let's see. Battlehawk says that Lamar solidified the MVP to him today. And so, bet. To me also because, I was thinking about, him, Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek. But honestly, today felt like when you put a number like that on Miami and give that Baltimore defense a lot of credit as well, that was impressive. That's how you go out there and secure the trophy. But, man, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what Baltimore's going to do. I'm excited to see what Cleveland's going to do this year in the playoffs as well in terms of the AFC. Meanwhile, quick pass. completed here. And Romeo Dubs gets his first catch of the game. This time he holds on, picks up 4 yards in the process. Braden says, LOL, Lewis, go Pack, go. Lewis says, everyone just listening to Musica. And so, yes, let's see. Y says, Lewis, all they got to do is listen closely and they'll realize someone's talking about football. Yes. Oh, man, 2024. All right, so from their own 30-yard line, Love throws it. It's completed to the tight end. Stiff arm somebody. Kept his feet in bounds for as long as he could before going out of bounds there. A nice pickup of about 13 yards. And again, that was Tucker Kraft being crafty near the sideline there. Picks up the first down in the process. Now we got a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line of Green Bay. And so, yes, Lewis says Braden. And so, yes, Lewis is like, the pressure's on. But Braden's like, what pressure? We do good in primetime matchups. Evans looked like he got baptized on that play. Now from their own 44-yard line, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Reed goes in motion. Looking, throws it to him, gets the completion. And that completion is going to be a pickup of about 6 yards on the play. Jaden Reed. It's been a tremendous story this season. Let's see, Rice says, JB, you've been super MIA. I was just did JB give up on the YouTube billionaire dreams. And so, oh man. I mean, to keep it real, Friday, I had like 4 interviews for a job schedule. So Friday, I was just tired and stuff like that. So there was no way I was going to stream the Buckeyes knowing that we were not going to look like the Buckeyes out there. That was just not going to happen and stuff like that. So this week it's been mostly like just dedicated to live streams and stuff like that. And then I was exhausted come Saturday. Like it's taking a toll having to find a job and stuff like that. But JB's trying to remain positive and stuff like that. But it is taking a toll. And let's see, Buck season, what's good with you? And he says Vikings winning. Vikings winning. Let's see, Battlehawk says, only chance my Bills or any team has against the Ravens to catch them on a bad day or no chance. How I felt 2 years ago. I feel like Cleveland right now is the only team that I feel like can go down to Baltimore right now, how they've been playing, and give them everything for their money, and it just comes down to whoever gets the ball last, probably, you know. But I'm excited. I really do want to see Lamar Jackson get a Super Bowl. I also would like to see Cleveland in a Super Bowl. So those are the 2 teams that I'm rooting for hard in the AFC and stuff like that, since my team's going to be watching from home this year. So, yeah. Let's see, Kenneth says, are you ready for 24 yet? And what did you think the Lions called at the end of the game? And so, Kenneth, oh, man, that call, it really hurts to see officials take away what's supposed to be a spectacular moment, you know? Like, they got robbed on that one. Detroit got robbed. I stand with the Lions on this one. Meanwhile, Aaron Jones on the run. Aaron Jones picks up 19 yards. They're not the Minnesota 18-yard line. This drive, 8 plays, 62 yards in about 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go. And we're here in the first quarter with about 8 minutes left to go. And so, man, Braden says, JB, you made the smart decision to not stream the Orange Bowl. Honestly, Braden, I kind of sort of knew that that game was going to play that way. When I looked at those 2 teams on paper, it just looked like that. I mean, these are the kind of things that I think about when I think about the top 4 teams in the college football. I say if these 2 teams play each other, like, is it going to be close? Like, is it going to be a blowout? And what Georgia did, they did a little bit better than I thought they were going to do. Now, I didn't think Florida State was just going to roll over like a dog and just, you know, just roll over and play dead. But that's what they did. Shoot, I mean, they played possum. Hell, they weren't even playing. They had already punted. They said, you know what? We did what we did in the regular season. We're done. We're done. Like, whatever else happened, we don't care. That's a team that don't care, and that speaks a lot about a team's culture. You can say, yeah, these guys didn't play, blah, 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 but that speaks about a team culture to have that many guys don't care about what was an undefeated season and all like that. And so you just basically put the argument that you did have prior to that. And that's something that the committee remembers. I'll never forget when Michigan State got molly-whooped in the college football playoffs and stuff like that. And the committee has not made that mistake since with Michigan State and all like that. Not that Michigan State has given them much of a case since then, but still, the committee remembers that. Let's see. Battlehawk says Tua hurt. Chubb hurt. Let's see. Rye says, JB, riddle me something. How the heck the Bears get the top pick if they got somewhat decent record this year, considering who they have? Easy. You finesse somebody with the Bryce Young trade and stuff like that. Not saying that I give up on the young man, but right now that's the situation. But you guys tell me, how do you feel about the Russell Wilson situation down there in Denver? How do you guys feel about that? Meanwhile, 3rd and 8, Jordan Love. He has to spin and move. He's looking. He throws it up there. Oh, he overthrew the man all by himself. Literally singing a song all by myself. Love. Take a little love off of that one. Wow, all by himself. That hurts. That hurts. That's points off the table right there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's see. Rice says Detroit got robbed, but not LeBron. He said LeBron Bigfoot was on a 3-point. That I think with me it was. Sincerely, a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. I wasn't going to bring it up, Rob. I wasn't going to bring it up, but if he did get robbed on his birthday, will you rob a man on his birthday, Ryan? Yes, you will. I see. Well, here we go for the Packers. Just trying to come away with some points here. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And so now the Green Bay Packers up 3-0 over the Minnesota Vikings here in the first quarter. 6 minutes and 43 seconds to go. Oh, man, let's see. Battlehawk says last spot for the AFC. The Colts and the Texans, 50-50. Yes, y'all know I got C.J. Stroud, but y'all also know that Mr. JB got Indianapolis. By the way, Mr. JB team, congratulations on winning his fantasy football, winning the fantasy football league and being back-to-back champions here, and the first 2-time champion in my fantasy league. So how about that? Let's see. Battlehawk says surprised about Russell. He was resurgent but maybe he need to go to the Jets or the Giants. And so that's one of those things where, I mean, you guys, if you guys haven't noticed yet, I've been pretty harsh on Russell Wilson ever since maybe his last year, ever since he ruined my fantasy team 1 year and stuff like that. I've been very harsh on him since then. But I don't like how the Broncos went about this situation. That really irked me. They're the team that negotiated that contract with him. They could have waited and just been like, okay, let's see what you do the first year and stuff like that. But you signed a man to a 7-year contract. You're telling the man, hey, right now, we ain't it. You know, we ain't ish right now. So let's go ahead and build for the future. But the second year in, you're coming to him, knocking on his door, right after he gave your franchise the biggest win you guys have had since Peyton Manning was there, back around, what, 2015-ish and stuff like that, beating the Chiefs, and you want the man to take a pay cut? I mean, nah, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Now, you at least wait to the offseason, and then you ask when you don't demand it and stuff like that. But, hey, Sean Payton never really liked the guy. That was pretty obvious. And anytime you go after your quarterback like that, in the public eye repeatedly, you're just trying to make your case. So it is what it is. Let's see. Rice says, JB, what do you think about the Pistons snapping the 28-game losing streak? You said you're kind of ticked off because now I ain't got nobody to pick on no more. I'm ticked off for a different reason why. I'm ticked off because I did not place the bet for Toronto to lose that game. And so I was sort of waiting and stuff like that. So I wish they would have waited on for when I did place it because it was going to cash at some point. So, but I'm happy for Detroit, though. I'm happy for them. That is something that a lot of pressure on those guys. And I have played on quite a few basketball teams that were not that great. So I understand their pain. So I'm happy for them in that regard. And let's see. Rice says, struggle Wilson is done. Kenneth says, did you see where, let's see, Kyle Yarbrough died today? He was a NASCAR driver, and the Panthers manager needs to be fired for spitting on Jags fans. And so, man, Kenneth, I must have not noticed that one, but man, that is tragic. That is tragic. That is tragic. Let's see, Bottom says the Bills signed Von Miller, guaranteed hundreds of millions, and he's not active. He is washed up. Daquan Jones ready. And that's the risk. If you want players to honor their contract as an organization, you got to honor it. JB feels no pity for the Broncos organization and stuff like that because I had to deal with the other Russell Westbrook and stuff like that. And that hurt. That hurt to see that he was making so much money all that time and just giving us absolute garbage in return. I'm still hurt by that. So no sympathy from JB for the Broncos organization. None at all. Meanwhile, Ty Chandler, he gets the carry off the left guard. He picks up 3 yards on the play. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Vikings. Again, they trail right now 3-0 here in the first quarter with about 6 minutes and 28 seconds to go. Packers on top of this one. Both teams 7 and 8, and they understand this is a must-win situation. Y says at 3 and 29, they might make the play in. Right, JB? Right. They're not too far out of it. Not too far out of it. But I tell you what, though, I am so disappointed in what I'm seeing from my Lakers lately. It's so disappointing. I mean, we're just drowning. 2nd and 7. Throws it. Ball. Tip. That's picked off. That's picked off. Oh, my goodness. If we wanted to see interceptions, we should have stuck with Nick Mullen. We should have stuck with him. At least he would have got us some yards and some points here. But, man, now the ball was tipped by his own guy, but still. Wow. Let's see. Braden says, pick, let's go. And just a reminder, no Hawkinson there. So that means these tight ends here from Minnesota got to step up. Yeah, that ball is a lot behind him. So the receiver tried to make a play there. I mean, tight end, but still. Wow. But yeah, Braden's excited about this pick. Let's see if it results in a touchdown perhaps on this drive. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Ball at the Minnesota 33-yard line, so excellent field position. Jaden Reed goes in motion. 2 seconds here. They fake it to the back, looking, throws it to Reed. Reed gets the reception here. Got to make 2 guys miss. And he actually might have lost a yard in the play there. 2nd down coming up. Again, 5 minutes and 44 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Let's see how many votes we've got so far here in the poll. So far, we've got 8 votes right now in the poll. Be sure to keep those votes coming in here and let me know who you got in this one. Braden, I have to assume that this time you actually voted for your team and stuff like that. But let's go. All right, 2nd and 10. Here in the shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. 34-yard line of the Minnesota Vikings. 5 seconds on the play clock. They snap the ball. Jordan Love in the pocket. Love throwing it deep. Love getting it in the end zone for a touchdown. This time he cashes in to Jaden Reed. They say if first you don't succeed, throw the ball to Jaden Reed. That's the new saying going down there in Green Bay. How about that? Braden says, let's go. Hey, Braden, I'm happy for your team, man. Happy for your team. At one point in time, Braden, we both shared that our team was in misery. But like that, Braden's team has now fought their way back into the light. Look at that play. What was the safety doing? That was a linebacker back there. What was Hicks doing so far back if he's not going to play coverage? I mean, I feel like he was on his iPad right there in the middle of the field and only left at the last second. Extra point, good. So Green Bay up 10-0. Let's see. Battlehawk says, with Seattle lost, both Vikings and Packers have a chance. And so, yes. How about them Steelers? I mean, if they keep running like that, we might see Carmichael come up here again. How about that? Mason, the red-nosed Rudolph, coming big for them. Back-to-back 30-point games. Is this Mason Rudolph's job the rest of the way? I think so. Because, I mean, it's not like Kenny Pickett was moving the ball at all when he was in there. So at least the rest of this year. Braden says, yep, Jordan Love is the quarterback of the future. He says, bank on it. Let's see, Kenneth says, what do you think about the college football playoff games for tomorrow? Well, Kenneth, that's a great question. For me, when it comes to Bama versus Michigan, I think Bama wins that game. I really do. But it's going to be a close game. But I think Bama does win it. When it comes to Washington versus Texas, I think, my personal opinion, I think Texas wins that game. And so, I mean, it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close game. I'm hoping for an excellent game, but I got Texas winning that one about 38-35 in that matchup. So that's my thoughts, though. But you guys let me know your prediction for tomorrow. And remember, say it with your chest. Let us know. And so JJ in the building. That explains why we got another vote come in here for the Minnesota Vikings. What's good with you? And he says, hey, JJ in the house. Happy New Year Eve. Yeah, Happy New Year Eve to you. And talk to me, JJ. I've been waiting for you to get on. How have your fantasy teams done in all of the many fantasy leagues that you're in? How many championships right now are you holding or have potential to potentially hold right now? Let's see, Battlehawk says NFL should have reversed the Cowboys ref. You know the NFL would never do anything like that. The NFL is kind of like having, you know, like a parent, I assume, like around the 80s or 90s and stuff like that. They might be wrong, but they're not going to reverse their decision. They're not going to reverse their decision. They're going to stick with that. So you're just out of luck. That's how the NFL treats it and stuff like that. Like, you know, irregardless if they're right or wrong, they're not going to overturn it. But I mean, it doesn't make sense though. Like the NFL showed me a lot when we saw what happened with the Rams and the Saints in that playoff game where they basically told us, look, just get over it and stuff like that. Not only that, there were replacement referees and stuff like that for the Seahawks and Packers many moons ago and stuff like that. They just didn't care to get the right call. So unfortunately, that's just how it is. All right, kickoff on the way. We will get a return here by the Vikings. And takes it all the way to the 20-yard line of Minnesota, and that's where they'll take over. Let's see. Why says, JB, are you looking forward to the new year or not? Right? To keep it a buck, I am looking forward to the new year. I really am looking forward to the new year. Because for me, you know, 2023 was very humbling towards the end and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to the comeback story and stuff like that, find that next, you know, job opportunity and stuff like that, and really just, you know, really embrace AI. AI is doing a lot of things right now. And so if you haven't paid much attention to what's going on with AI, there's so many things that's taking place. And now's the time to definitely start, you know, investing in it and just paying attention to what's going on around the world, because AI is here to stay and it's only getting more advanced. So 2024 is going to be a major year for AI, more than what we've ever seen, and then some. Let's see. Battlehawk says, I wonder if Nago will play for the Stallions. I hope so. I hope so. I really, really do. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it. Let's see. Battlehawk says, yep, great call, JB. So USFL would have called down and overturned that call. And so, yes, exactly. And that's what we need. Battlehawk says, screw 2023. Meanwhile, look at that. Ty Chandler just carrying it up the middle there, dragging defenders and picks up 9 yards. He's got 4 carries for 25 yards so far in this game. That's a first down here for Minnesota Vikings. 1st and 10 for the Minnesota 38-yard line. Let's see, Rice says, JB, what do you think about the Raptors and the Knicks trade? And so, ooh. When I thought about that there, I was really happy honestly for the Knicks in that situation, because to me, I've always felt like personally when I've looked at RJ Barrett, it just felt like his talents, it didn't always show up for the Knicks. In my humble opinion, I mean, JB doesn't follow NBA, you know, as much as I do football there, but from what I have seen there, I know he's got, you know, good game, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to play out well for the Raptors, but I was really happy for the Knicks, especially in that trade there. And so I feel like they got a good one, and I'm excited to see how this is going to continue to transform what they've got for the New York Knicks. And so New York Knicks might be the only team aside from Syracuse that JB actually likes, you know, to root for them to have success and stuff like that. So those are the 2 teams that I can think of in New York and stuff like that I actually would root for. Let's see. Battlehawk says, Eagles fan seating, JB. Oh, man, the Cardinals strike again. I mean, raise your hand in the chat if you remember the Cardinals doing something similar to the Minnesota Vikings, although it ended their playoffs like way back around 2003, I think it was, and stuff like that. No offense, Viking fans, to bring that up, but, man, the Cardinals, they're getting used to this kind of thing. They really are. They're getting used to this. And let's see, old man in the building. Oh, man, how are you doing? Oh, man, happy New Year's Eve to you and a happy New Year. And he says, what's good, JB? He said, man, if only the Pats had a middle-of-the-pack quarterback, Pats winning that game. He said, Bills should be worried about not winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, me and Mr. JB, we talked about some of the teams in the playoffs and stuff like that, teams like Kansas City and Buffalo and stuff like that versus a team like Baltimore and even Miami. You know, that's concerning that they lost like that to Baltimore. For me, Baltimore and Cleveland, very high on them. But I'm starting to pay a little bit of attention to the Pittsburgh Steelers. If Mason Rudolph can keep things going at that level, and stuff like that if they were able to sneak in. But man, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be really interesting. Let's see. Y says, old man mob in the house. Battlehawk says, yo, oh. Let's see. Battlehawk says, you like Syracuse? Yes, I do. I do. I wish their football team was better, but I especially love them in college hoops as well. I always root for them, especially come, tournament time, whenever they're in and stuff like that. I mean, we're talking about the place that had guys like the White Freeney, Marvin Harrison, and also, Carmelo Anthony, great schools. So I've got no beef at all. No dislike at all for Syracuse. Nothing but like and respect. Donovan McNabb, I believe, is one, if I'm not mistaken, Syracuse. So, yeah, they got some guys. Let's see. Rod says, I'm a Vikings, Cardinals, and Dolphins fan. JB, don't give me no smoke about it either. Hey, you got to make sure you cover all your bases, all right? Cover all your bases. You got your team that's in the playoff in the AFC. You got your team that might be in the playoffs in the NFC, middle of the pack. And then you got your team that's going to contend for early, draft picks. So come draft time, you're fully invested. So, okay, I got you. I got you. All right, meanwhile, it was like there was a punt there on a play. We're still first quarter, 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go, and the Green Bay Packers up 10-0 here on Sunday Night Football here. And so, oh man, right now the Packers, they're coming out to play Minnesota. Got to find a way to spark something. Right now, Jaren Hall 0 for 4. Look, I don't know why everybody's acting like making the playoffs is a bad thing, but the Vikings and the Broncos, especially the Broncos, I'm like, hey, your teams are still in contention. I know Nick Mullen had a bad game, but he kept it in it also against a very good Detroit team. And to think that Jaren Hall is going to come in and probably replicate that, that's a big ask. That's a big ask. Oh, man, but let's see. Old says, I'm doing good. What sucks is after the Pats beat the Jets, they will be at number 7 pick. Well, bye-bye to Drake May and Jaden Danielson. So hopefully, hopefully we get a new GM who doesn't mind trading up for an earlier pick, but you're right. If anything, that means we're going to trade back. But the last time Bill had a pick that high, I think he went linebacker for someone like Gerard Mayo. So if they don't go lineman, he's going to spend that pick on a defensive player, and it's going to make JB cringe all over again. Old says, how's everyone doing? Battlehawk says, Allen plays terrible. Kenneth says, look who in the stream and chat. And so, yes. But yeah, Murray did look great. He did look great. Absolutely. JJ says, sorry I was late, JB. And so, hey, better late than never. Let's see, Battlehawk says, yes. McNabb, Syracuse. Let's see, Braden says, hey, RC, Caitlin Clark broke some records. That's right, RC. I'm sorry, well, I'm going to go by Rye now. I'm trying to get used to saying Rye, but yes, that's right about the Caitlin Clark breaking the records there. Absolutely. Battlehawk says, my surprise shock team, Baker Mayfield and Buccaneers. Honestly, I can't say I was too surprised. They did about as much as I sort of expected when I look at the division. I honestly just didn't know coming into the season what to expect from Carolina because coming into the season, the hype around Bryce Young, and not only that, they made quite a few acquisitions. They had picked up Frank Wright, so I didn't really know what to expect from them, but I felt like the Saints were going to be there towards the end just because they're always competitive defensively, and they picked up Derek Carr. So, yeah, but Atlanta, figured Atlanta would be somewhat similar to last year. I figured it might be a 3-team race all the way down to the end and stuff like that, but Atlanta, they just fell apart towards the end. But, yeah, let's see. Rye says, Braden, I know it. Battlehawk says, how about you, JB and Shaq? You say Bar Bills Tavern is Buffalo is best. Meanwhile, here for the Packers, from their own 26-yard line, we've got Love up under center. Kraft goes in motion. Going to give it to A.J. Dillon. And A.J. Dillon says, you Dillon me? He picked up 11 yards on the play and a first down, taking it to the Green Bay 37-yard line. Wow. I tell you what, though, if I would have stick to that initial stream between UGA and Florida State, that would have been worse than the TCU-Georgia one. So be careful when you choose which Georgia game to stream in a bowl game. It might just turn out to be nasty and stuff like that. So be careful. JJ says, OMG. Let's see. Battlehawk says, maybe Panthers organization just stinks. Meanwhile, Dillon picks up 2 yards on the play. Strong possibility. Strong possibility. Honestly, strong possibility. Let's see. JJ says, please, we had one bad game. And let's see. Battlehawk said, surprised how bad the Jets and Pats were. And so, well, we banked too much in the development of Mac Jones, but he regressed in the opposite direction. So that sunk any chance that we had. Any chance. All right, but 2nd and 8. Looking, throws it, and gets the completion. His own guy, look at that. Fighting forward for every single yard he can get there. Bo Melton keeps the defense melting out there. Picked up 28, took it to the Minnesota 33-yard line. Let's see, Battlehawk says, however, they're good against the Bills. And you say, how did you know that game was going to be doo-doo? And so, honestly, it came down to this. Georgia, the standard of Georgia. Georgia understands the bigger picture. Georgia understands it. Alabama understands it. The SEC, they get it. Even in the games where you're not in the college football playoffs, if you go to a bowl game and you stink it up, that's something that the committee is going to, in the back of their mind, without even really trying to, they can't help but think about it and stuff like that. In Georgia, they kept echoing the same thing. Even though they're not in the college football playoffs, they wanted to go out with a bang and they wanted to make a statement. Meanwhile, Florida State, they just kept crying and stuff like that. The crying Jordan emoji and stuff like that. And they just kept complaining and wanting to sue this person, wanting to sue that person, and blah, blah, blah. And so everybody just kept opting out and all like that. Well, because we didn't make it, we're just not going to play. And so that told me everything I needed to know about Florida State. They always say, what do you do when nobody's watching? And of course, a lot of people was watching, but how do you handle when things don't go your way? And Florida State, they showed us before the game that they were not built for that. But I can't say too much about them. Shoot, my team, my quarterback, the same thing. He ran and left us and stuff like that. But, you know, for Florida State to talk about they should have been one of the top 4 teams, you had to come in there and actually care and stuff like that. They got a sense of entitlement and stuff like that. And that is what hurt them. Let's see. Battlehawks asked the question, the real question, has Hurts regressed? I'm going to answer that one, and I'm going to say yes. As a passer, he has regressed. I have been saying that. If you listen to me over the last couple of streams, I keep saying they're afraid to pass the ball. They don't want to pass the ball. They want to just stick to running the ball. Early in the season, they didn't mind going deep to A.J. Brown. Heck, A.J. Brown was lighting it up. But the moment that they're like, okay, we're going to try to slow him down and stuff like that. Sure, Devontae Smith will do his thing, but slowly and slowly, their confidence in the passing game and all like that, just bit by bit, just kept decreasing. We started seeing teams like Seattle, like, okay, even without our starting quarterback, we still can fight with them boys. Today we saw the Cardinals do it. We saw the Cowboys get their revenge. Eagles, they're not hitting right now on all cylinders. Can it be reversed? Sure it can, but we're running out of time. But yes, they have lost confidence in their passing game. Henceforth, Jalen Hurts has sort of regressed in that regards, but it's not too hard for him to get it back. But will it happen this year? I don't know. Battlehawk says the Raiders always stink. JJ says UGA won. Battlehawk says why isn't Georgia in the bigger bowl? And so did they have playoffs? And so unfortunately this year, only 4 teams can make it. And because they lost to Alabama, it was either going to be them or Alabama. And so that loss to Alabama basically meant they wasn't going to get an opportunity there. But moving forward, when we have that 12-team college football playoff bracket, we won't have to worry about that no more. We will not have to worry about that. Let's see. Battlehawk says, Broncos better than I thought. Bengals missing playoff, shocker. Colts performance per roster, shocker. Let's see. Braden says Betty Zappa is still next Tom Brady. If you mean that he's going to join Tampa Bay after this year, you're correct in that regards, Braden. If you mean that he's going to go to Tampa Bay after this year, absolutely. Next question. Let's see. Battlehawk says, I respect your takes. Any other takes on the Eagles and their struggles? And so, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. You see that they're making an extra effort, because I saw in the game against Seattle, I feel like the Eagles easily could have won that game if they kept treating it like, okay, let's just keep being balanced. Let's keep throwing it, you know, like we want to score. But now they went straight into let's run the clock. let's run the clock. And they weren't even up by 2 scores. They just said, let's run the clock, run the ball, run the clock. Because they thought it was going to be a wrap. They disrespected Drew Lock, but it came back to bite them in the same game. So that's why they lost that game. And that hurts because now you're letting the Cowboys get an opportunity to be at home and you got to go on the road. And so that's a big difference. That's a big difference. Let's see. Battlehawk says Giants think so bad, shocker. Brayden says LOL. Let's see. Battlehawk says Brock that good, shocker. And so, yes, many shockers, many shockers. All right, but here we go, 2nd and 3. But that's why you play the game. That's what we love about sports. That's why you play the game. So many shockers. All right, but 2nd and 3. Gives it to the back. All right, picks up about 2 yards on the play. It's going to make it 3rd and 1 coming up. And the whole Jflocka situation, I mean, me personally, early in the year, I said to myself, if only the Browns had a quarterback, I was like, they could really go places. But, man, Jflocka is heaven sent there for the Browns. And I just love that story there for Cleveland. I do. To me, they've already won. No matter how far they go this year, they've already won in my eyes. Because that was just a great story to see Jflocka come back in. And even when he was playing with the Jets last year, I feel like there were moments where I was like, okay, Jflocka's really out here. You can tell that the years of experience is kicking in. And that's something that happens to a lot of quarterbacks late in their career. It's just that, experience really comes in and it makes a difference. Meanwhile, Jordan Love, no love for Jordan Love, still shy of that 1st down marker. JJ says Pat suck. Battlehawk says Rams comeback, shocker. And so, yes, I told you that they were not going to fold. They were all in. They were all in. But how do we feel about Derrick Henry right now? Is Derrick Henry done? For those of us that play fantasy football, what round do you guys think Derrick Henry should be taken, if at all, for your team next year in fantasy? And JJ, I'm still waiting to hear how you did in your fantasy leagues as well. Let's see, Battlehawk says Flacco scored a touchdown. Is shocking. And so, man, Flacco has been lighting it up. I don't know his exact numbers, but I know they got to be up there because Flacco has been lighting it up at least at the minimum the last 3 weeks. Battlehawk says, I was shocked by a different show weeks back for asking if he was in the league. They said, no, he is washed up. And so that goes to show, right place, right scenario, players can succeed. These guys are better than we give them credit for. But football is all about circumstances. All right, but looks like Green Bay, they're going to go for it here. 4th and 1. Can they get it? Play fake. Bootlegging. Throws it up there. Oh, he had a man. And he had him. And he had him. Jordan Love. You got to make that one. You got to make that one. That's the 2nd one today. Yeah, you're up by 10, but you probably could be up by maybe about 20 if you make these passes. Oh, man. Eric, what's good with you? Eric says, JB. Yes, what's good with you? Brayden says that's not on his quarterback. He said he's going to defend his quarterback today. He says you got to catch that one. You got to catch that one. Speaking of cash, right now, we've got 10 votes in the poll right now. 8 say the Vikings, 2 say the Packers. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Let's see, Battlehawk says, the fact a rookie put up numbers like CJ, shocker. Yes, that was a huge shocker. And this is coming from a Buckeyes fan. I knew the kid was great, but I didn't think it was going to show like that his rookie year. Because you remember, leading up to the draft, we had discussions about CJ, and I kept saying his throwing motion is just so natural in a way that I had not seen from other quarterbacks that came through Ohio State, just how easy that ball came out of his hand. It was so natural and stuff like that. And so I always knew he was a gifted passer. That was evident. Even in the losses that we had, he would still go up there and put about 30 points on the board and stuff like that back at Ohio State. So definitely. Let's see. JJ says he's losing 154 to 70.76 to 96.16, but don't worry, I'm going to come back next week probably because there are 2 weeks. And so, okay, so you still got games going on beyond this week. Okay. Let's see, Battlehawk says the Browns are the number 5 seed in the AFC and can't advance any higher with the Ravens clinching the division. And so, yeah, so that means that whoever wins that division, whether it's Jacksonville, whether it's Houston, whether it's Indianapolis, whoever wins that division gets a date with the Cleveland Browns. That's what that means, since Kansas City did win their matchup against Cincinnati. So that'll be interesting. Let's see, Battlehawk says the Jaguars are still the number 4 seed in the AFC and are still, first in the AFC South. That's right. And I believe they play the Tennessee Titans to end the year. So if they're playing the Tennessee Titans, it's a good probability that they should be able to maybe win that one. But, you never know. You never know. To think that they went from potentially the number 1 seed to right now hoping that they can hold on to the number 4 seed, it's amazing how fast things change. We said the Jaguars own the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Texans and coast for the division lead. And so that does come into play. That's very important. Very important. That's why they're up there. Battlehawk says Indianapolis and Houston will play next week to keep the season alive, as a Colts win will clinch a playoff spot. And so I'm reading Houston in that one. But who do you guys want in that one? Meanwhile, from Minnesota, gives the ball here to Alexander Madison. And Madison, with his first carry of the game, picks up 4 yards on the play. Madison, definitely one of the biggest disappointments and one of the biggest things I got wrong this year in fantasy, because I thought Alexander Madison was going to have more of an impact, but it appears that he's just better coming off the bench, and that's okay. You need a guy that can come off the bench, no problem with that. But yeah, that was one of the biggest disappointments for me in fantasy this year. Let's see what Battlehawk says. The Texans also have the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Steelers, and a win will keep their postseason chances alive, and that's what it's all about. Meanwhile, Hall gets the snap. Hall looking, throws it, gets the completion, and that's going to be Justin Jefferson with the catch. Picked up 13 yards on the play. Let's see. Kenneth says, have you tried the queso fungus on before Texans? And so I have not. I have not. Let's see, JJ says, JB, is JJ playing? And so, yes, he is playing, and he just made the catch there not too long ago here, a couple seconds ago. But, yes, Justin Jefferson is playing. The fact that we have to ask the question means the quarterback's not doing a good enough job of getting the ball. Feed my man the ball. 2 seconds left on the play clock. Play fake, Hall in the pocket, throws it up the middle, gets the completion to Jordan Addison, and that's going to be his first catch there. He picks up 20 yards here. We're in the second quarter, and your key playmakers are just now getting the football. Let's see. JJ says, JJ, let's go. Battlehawk says the Rams clinched the playoff berth with their win over the Giants, coupled with a Seahawks loss to the Steelers. They are the number 6 seed in the conference. And so, yes, the Rams in there. Oh, man, we're starting to get a more clearer picture of that playoffs. At 1st and 10, shotgun. Feeds it to the back again, and the back is going to pick up 4 yards. Again, that's Alexander Madison. He's got 2 carries for 8 yards in this one. Second quarter with about 11 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Green Bay up 10-0 with Minnesota with the football at the Green Bay 35-yard line. Drayden says, there's the Packers defense. Rye says, JB 1-10, how concerned are you about the Philadelphia Seagulls? Honestly, 1-10, how concerned am I about Philadelphia? I would say honestly about an 8. You just lost at home to the Arizona Cardinals, knowing how important that, playing at home will be. So 1-10, I'm about an 8 in terms of concern for them. So, because I'm not liking the direction that they're going. Right now, you go down to Dallas in the playoff, Dallas is going to send you home. I think Dallas will send you home. Right now, San Francisco will send you home. Let's see, right now, if you did, in which right now they would be a wild card, so they would get to avoid the Rams. But I like the Rams right now a little bit better than I like them. So, oh, man. 80s coming through with the super chat. What's good with you? And he says, JB cursed the once mighty Philadelphia Eagles and our fist. No, it was not JB. It was not. Let's see, JJ says, JB, let's get 2 to 3 touchdowns from JJ. And so why not 4? Why not 4? Why not 4? But man, 80s, happy New Year's Eve to you and wishing you a happy New Year. And I know for you, happy means the Eagles win. I'm not going to mention what happened with the Cardinals, but let's just say That was a shocker. That was a shocker. I did not think the Cardinals were going to do it. I cannot sit here and say I think that was going to happen, but it did. Wow. Let's see. Braden says 80s. No, JB is not responsible for this. Let's see. 80 says, hey, Braden. And so, yes, yes, yes. And again, tomorrow we open up the new year with some college football action. And the game that I have chosen to stream is going to be Texas versus Washington. I believe that that one's going to have more points than that one. A bit of a back and forth scoring fest. It's going to come down to the very end. Two extremely talented programs. Love both of those schools there. But I got Texas winning 38-35 over Washington. But I got a lot of respect for Washington. I really do. Washington showed me up. They proved me wrong twice, both times against Oregon and stuff like that. And Michael Penix Jr., he's the real deal. They've got about 2 to 3 tremendous receivers on that squad as well. But Texas, they're built different this year. They are playing at a high level. I think Texas goes on to win the championship, but a lot of football to be played. You know, that's why we have college football playoffs. JJ says, JB, when are you going to do a Warriors game? And so once we conclude college basketball, because after college football is done, we'll start to sprinkle in some college hoops and stuff like that. So I'll get to college hoops, but after March Madness, then basketball will be the sole sport that we'll have. And during that time, we'll get some, because JB, when it comes to basketball, I'm going to be streaming the more popular teams more times than not. So absolutely Golden State will be on that list. Kenneth says, do you make New Year's regular and do you break them? So Kenneth, I typically probably make about 3 to 5 New Year resolutions, and I probably end up sticking to 2 out of the 5, honestly, throughout the course of the year. And so, but for some people, they're 0 for 1, so I'll take 2 out of 5. But this year, New Year resolution is completely different. I am going to double down on spending time doing the things that for me are really important, like my hobbies and stuff like that. I'm going to double down on that. Going to go ahead and recommit to the gym as well. I mean, it's a must for JB and stuff like that for health purposes. So definitely those 2 things right there. And just overall, you know, continue to grow and learn more and more about, you know, AI and how I can use AI to leverage so many different things and stuff like that. So those are some of my New Year resolutions and stuff like that. Because I'm going to need it. 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 Let's see. 80 says Texas versus Washington. I take it you wanted the Bama versus Michigan matchup. Let's see. Battlehawk says he likes the Eagles. Well, they got a chance to right the wrong. They'll be playing against the Giants. The Giants team that gave the Rams everything that they could ask for today. So we'll see how they end the season. JJ says, JB, I'm in the championship game, and this is my first time doing fantasy football. Your first time. Congratulations. Congratulations. Your first time went way better than my first time. I needed a replay system my first time. A stat error cost JB from making the playoffs during that time. Let's see. Braden says, yeah, hoping to get into better shape the next year. And so, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Once JB does land a new job, which I do hope to have at least an offer on the table before the end of next month, so I can go ahead and start, you know, getting back to just, you know, saving up for the future and stuff like that. So I'm really hoping that's the case. Meanwhile, we got a 54-yard field goal attempt coming up here for the Minnesota Vikings. And let's see if Greg with the spare leg, Joseph can hit it. Yes, he does. Connects from 54 yards out to make this a one-possession game. And right now, Green Bay on top 10-3. But Minnesota got their first points of the game here in the second quarter with 9 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Let's see, 80 says, JB, you are so unfamiliar with the gym, you should call it James. And so, oh, man, no, that is not the case. I mean, JB's only slacked off maybe the last 2-3 weeks and stuff like that. Just ever since the whole, you know, job stuff, just because it's taking a toll and stuff like that. But once I get that straightened up, definitely recommitting to that gym and stuff like that and sticking to that schedule. Absolutely. But yeah, new year, new possibilities, and it's going to be JB's comeback year. JB's comeback year. I wish I could say the same about my football teams, but I just don't know. And by the way, Braden, I know your Hawkeyes play tomorrow against Tennessee. What are your expectations for that matchup? Meanwhile, Vikings kick the ball off. No return here by the Green Bay Packers, so they'll take off from their own 25-yard line here in the second quarter with 9 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Green Bay up 10-3. Let's see, 80 says, do you think the refs screwed over the Lions? And so without question, they certainly did. And that's huge. I'd be furious if I was a Lions fan. I'd be furious if I was an Eagles fan, because now we know exactly how much that game would have meant and stuff like that. But they got screwed over. They got screwed over. All right, so here we go. Love under center from their own 25-yard line. Going to feed it to Jones, and Jones going to pick up about 3 yards off the left end. Well, wait a minute. We've got a penalty here. Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. You know, the Lions dealt a very, very, very harsh pill to swallow. Lewis says, just saw Braun. He said, do the walk of shame. Stop it, Lewis. Stop. Stop, please. JB's begging for mercy. JJ says it's rigged. He says that's why the Lakers lost, because it's rigged. I appreciate that. Battlehawk says rigged. Hashtag rigged. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. All right, but here we go. 9 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in the second. Feeds it to the back, and Jones is going to pick up 6 yards. He's got 8 carries a day for 38 yards on the ground. 8 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here before halftime. Lewis says can't cheer for either team here. Says can't do it. Can't do it. 80 says these refs keep making mistakes and nothing ever gets fixed. Why? Because, well, the NFL is prideful. They will never admit being wrong. Never admit being wrong. And so that's right, 80s. If you haven't noticed, Battlehawks is really Mike. I think this is what, the third name change. I only really know because of the orange and stuff like that. So if you ever change your color from orange, I would be completely lost, Mike. Or if somebody else comes in that's a regular that changes their name regularly and they have that orange too. But absolutely. All right, so meanwhile, Jaden Reed putting on a clinic out there. That's how you get it done. Not going to lie, I did not think that he was going to be this effective his first year out of Michigan State. So I underestimate the kid coming out of college. Meanwhile, pass completed there to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. Picks up 13 yards and a first down. Again, my team had numerous opportunities to select him, but we opted not to. But yeah, Battlehawk says it's Mike 80s. What up? All right, again, second quarter with about 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Green Bay up 10-3, and they have the football. Jordan Love in the pocket, throws it, completed there to his tight end. Kraft again, and Kraft picks up 4 yards on the play. 4 catches for 35 yards so far today. Let's see, Kenneth says they need to fix all sports refs from gambling, and so if only they could. If only they could. 80 says, oh, hey, Mike, you changed names like JB changed teams. You can say bandwagon. JB does not change teams. JB doesn't do that. JB doesn't do that. No. No. All right, 2nd and 6. Feeds it to Jones, and Jones falls forward for about 5 yards on the play. It's going to make it 3rd and 1 coming up. So far on this drive, 6 plays, 51 yards in about 3 minutes and 18 seconds in terms of time possession off the clock. And so, yes, 80s will drink to that. All right, so 3rd and 1. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back. Feeds it to Jones, and Jones off the left guard picks up 8 yards on the play. That's his 10th carry so far in this one for 51 yards. Again, here in the second quarter with about 5 minutes and 32 seconds to go here in the second. Let's see, Battlehawk says, 80s, what's your take on the Eagles' issues? You said JB shared some good ones. And so, yes, 80s, guide us as to what is going on, aside from the pass game, and not just the pass game, but how you guys cover the pass as well in that secondary. I left that part out. Let's see, you say Blankenship, Bradbury, and secondary is an issue. They're a major issue. Meanwhile, Aaron Jones on the carry, picks up 8 yards. But there is a penalty here. So let's see what this penalty is going to be. So that's going to be illegal use of hands there against the Minnesota Vikings there. So tack on the penalty there. And now we're going to be looking at 1st and goal from the Minnesota 3-yard line. Oh, look at that. He was trying to give Tom the business there with his hand to the face. You can't do that, son. You just can't do that. All right, you got Jones on the sideline there. I can imagine all kinds of fantasy football owners right now screaming for him to get back in. They give the ball to A.J. Dillon, and A.J. Dillon off the left end, still fighting forward there. Picks up about a yard on the play, making a yard and a half. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Again, Green Bay up 10-3. All right, so here we go, 2nd and goal. Feeds it. Oh, actually, he kept it himself there. He gets flipped, but did he get it in there? They say he was short. They say he was short. So Jordan Love, he tried. He thinks it's good. Show me a replay. Let me see. First, was he down? Oh, he did. Well, looks to me like he just broke the plane of the end zone there. But that's really close. But I think, man, that's got to be a touchdown. It's got to be a touchdown. Let's see. JJ says just one in Fortnite. There it is. JJ gets W's everywhere. Let's see. Kenneth says, can we keep you streaming till midnight for us all? And so, Kenneth, unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, I'm going to be spending that, bringing the new year in with my wife and stuff like that. But, yeah, but that actually would not have been a bad idea, though. Would not have been a bad idea. Something I should have thought about, honestly. So, but JB will be able to start off the new year next year. I'm sorry, well, technically next year, but tomorrow and stuff like that with a stream. Let's see. Adahawk says, with the shield and gun, our furry shotgun. All right, meanwhile, extra point. Good. So after they initially changed their initial call, they called that one a touchdown there. So Jordan Love getting it done on the ground there for the Green Bay Packers. And so 17-3, Packers on top in this one. So Braden, I know you're celebrating about that one. Let's see. JJ says, JB, I'm mad of the Bucs game, I swear. And so, man, I honestly was a little concerned there in that one. It just seemed like the Saints are always just a sore spot there. Who do you guys end the season with? Is it going to be Atlanta or is it going to be Carolina? Who do you guys end the season with? for Tampa Bay. But yeah, it would have been so huge if the Buccaneers would have won that one. I was rooting for the Buccaneers to win that one. So just under 4 minutes before we hit halftime. Braden says, I can feel the love tonight. Oh, man, yes, yes. Makes you think of a little bit of Phil Collins there for a second. Yes, Braden says that's how you end 2023 and start 2024. Kenneth says Bucks versus Panthers. Appreciate that, Kenneth. Appreciate that. Okay, so the Bucks play the Panthers, and so should be able to go out there and get that dub. I mean, that Carolina and Jacksonville game, I thought Carolina, given how they played the last couple of weeks, were going to be a lot more competitive, especially without Trevor Lawrence, but I was wrong about that. All right, so under 4 minutes to go here in a second. All right, kickoff on the way. And we will get a return. He's at the 10 and brought down to the 19-yard line. Just give it up. Just let him take it out from the 25. Let's see. 80 says, as of today, who is your MVP? 80s for me, Lamar Jackson, and that performance they had over Miami, for me, that solidified it to where it's like, okay, Lamar Jackson, he gets it. You know, early on, I probably would have said Tyreek, but Tyreek's not there anymore. Christian McCaffrey, and sort of, yeah, it's got to be Lamar Jackson. I know quarterbacks aren't very the cute and fancy pick anymore because it always every year, but Lamar, everything he's doing for the Ravens right now, this offense still runs through him. So I got to go with Lamar Jackson. Let's see. Rye says, JB, what's going to be your next stream? Though my next stream is tomorrow for the college football playoffs. It is going to be Texas versus Washington. That game will be my next stream. Meanwhile, here for the offense, that's Ty Chandler on the carry, but there's a penalty here. Again, Green Bay up 17-3. Let's see. Kenneth says, can they fine NFL owners for spitting on NFL fans? Absolutely. I would have to. Well, let me not be as bold here because we know how with the owners it's extremely hard to touch them and stuff like that. But if an owner's doing something like that, I would have to think it's in the owner's best interest to at least accept a fine. Like, I'm pretty sure that they can propose a type of fine, and then I'm pretty sure that he'll just go ahead and do it. So I believe it is in their best interest to go ahead and fine them if that's the case. So, but man, that's majorly disrespectful. Like that's entirely disrespectful. The fan base or the people that come and show up and support you. And so, oh man, Hawk says David Tepper spits, and you said Lamar Jackson. Okay, let's see. Kenneth says, where's Black Medicine at tonight? And so, man, Black Medicine It's a good question. Good question. Seeing how his Falcons lost there, we probably won't see him. But should Alabama win tomorrow, I'm pretty sure we'll probably get to see him come through on the stream because you guys know he loves some Alabama. So if they win, best believe he'll probably show up for our stream. All right, Justin Jefferson goes in motion. Play fake, defense all around him, and they got him for the sack. They got him for the sack. It's going to bring up third down. So we got 3rd and 16 for Minnesota, 36-yard line. Ryan says Texas versus Washington, that might be a good one. And so I'm anticipating it to be. I can't see it being a blowout either way, but anything is possible. All right, so we're at the 2-minute warning here. 2-minute warning, and already his lineman is like, son, what are you looking at? Battlehawk says, Panthers owner David Tepper appears to throw drink towards Jaguar fans from luxury box during the 26-0 Carolina loss. And so, man. JJ says, OMG. He's like, what's going on? He says, what's going on? Ryan says, JB, is Phoenix playing? So, oh yeah. I don't see why he would not play. Everybody in the college football playoffs, if you can play, you're playing. You're playing. Bowl games, different, but college football playoffs, oh, you're playing. You still got a chance at the chip. But now that you mentioned that, let me double check. You got me concerned now. But let me double check. Yeah, I'm seeing nothing to indicate any of the key players being out for either team. Of the guys who can play, of course, Jonathan Brooks, the running back for Texas, he was already injured for the last couple of weeks, and they've done just fine without him. So, yeah, all hands on deck. All hands on deck, so we can expect that. Let's see. Rise says JB is Phoenix playing. So, yes. I see nothing that indicates that he won't. I would be really upset if the college football playoffs had players that could play sitting down. Let's see, 80 says A.J. Brown MVP. And so 80s, no. I have A.J. Brown on my fantasy team. I know for a fact A.J. Brown has not been balling except for maybe 1 or 2 games in the last 6 games that he's been playing. It has been dreadful. I mean, he's had maybe just 2 performances that have been up to level. He started off the season great, but the last couple of games just have not been there. You probably got a better case for Devontae Smith than you do for A.J. Brown right now. A.J. Brown. I've nicknamed him now the human clown because that's what he's been the last couple of weeks. It has just been embarrassing. I don't know what he did today, though. I don't know what he did today, but definitely not my MVP. Let's see. JJ says, JB, I'm going to try to make a video for my a new video for my channel, like a new intro video. That sounds great. That sounds great. And when is your next live stream? Kenneth says, did you see where DJ Tariq is going to FSU? And so I did not, but that's big time. That's big time. Battlehawk says, AJ, best receiver. He a diva. And so I don't know if I would say it's a diva because I don't think I put this on him necessarily. I think he's great. Tremendous. I seen him look great with Ryan Tannehill. It's just for whatever reason, Jalen Hurts has lost confidence in passing the ball. And so confidence is very important. Very important. Let's see. 80 says, did you just say AJ what? And so AJ Brown, I'm telling you, other than maybe 2, possibly 3 games over the last like 6-7 weeks, he just has not been up to his standards of what he has been. Let's see. JJ says, I'll try tomorrow. Bet. Meanwhile, we got, oh my goodness, my man caught a fair catch. And you hit him like that? Oh, man, you tried to take out his legs there. What is going on? Wow. Let's see. 80 says, JB, you own Baker and AJ. Apologies. So I already apologized to Baker. I have apologized to Baker. I have been dead wrong about him, but I will not apologize to AJ Brown until he goes out there and show me that he's still the same guy he was at the start of the season. He's got to show me. He has got to show me. Again, I don't think it's his fault, though. I don't think it's his fault. All right, so again, we got the penalty there. Let's see, you say Devontae Smith hurt, and so I have not seen that. Let me see. Give me 1 second here. But yeah, that's definitely a penalty. I don't know what they're showing the replay for, but that was definitely a penalty. All right, so since the month of December, all right, for AJ Brown, since the month of December, because everything prior to that was just golden, like he was doing tremendous. But since the month of November kicked in, he had 7 catches, 66 yards, touchdown against the Cowboys. That's good. Against the Chiefs, he had 1 catch for 8 yards. Against the Bills, he had 5 catches for 37 yards. Against the 49ers to start off December, 8 catches, 114. That's big time. Cowboys, 9 catches, 94 yards and a touchdown. That's big. Against Seattle, just 5 catches, 56 yards. Against the Giants, 6 catches, 80 yards. Again, no touchdowns there. And in the Cardinals, 4 catches for 53 yards. And so he's only scored 1 touchdown since the November 5th Cowboys game. And so that was against the Bills. Other than that, A.J. Brown has not reached the end zone not 1 time since then. So I'm not saying that he's out here bumming and stuff like that. I'm just saying compared to what he was doing earlier in the season, if we're going to talk about MVP, then he needs to look like an MVP. And if we're talking MVP, so no knock on A.J. Brown. JB is not hating A.J. Brown and stuff like that. I'm just saying by the numbers, he's not doing what he was doing earlier in the season. So by that standards, you know, he can't be the MVP. Let's see. 80 says, is it AJ's fault or the quarterback? It's definitely the quarterback. It's definitely Jalen Hurts. It's definitely Jalen Hurts' fault there. I'm not going to say it's 100% Jalen Hurts' fault, but I blame Jalen Hurts more than I blame A.J. Brown. It's not his fault. You can't help how the quarterback throws you the ball and stuff like that. Let's see. Battlehawk says, Devontae Smith seen on crutches and walking booth after the Eagles lost to the Cardinals. Oh, man. And right now, Green Bay with the football, they're up 17-3, third quarter, 1:20 left to go. Here in a second, they've got 3rd and 1 coming up. But yeah, Jalen Hurts, he's definitely trying to run the ball more. He's reverting back to what he was earlier in his career before he had A.J. Brown in terms of just being that run first and stuff like that. You have a weapon like that, it's your job as the quarterback to get him the ball. All right, but 3rd and 1. Again, Green Bay from their own 21. Fakes it to the back. Love in the pocket. Taking a deep shot. Incomplete. 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 Let's see. Battlehawk says source. Torn ACL feared from Miami Dolphins linebacker Bradley Chubb. Yeah, I'd be concerned. I thought you were talking about Devontae Smith for a second. But yeah, that's right. It sounded like he was, you know, obviously you can tell when the injury happened, it just was not good. And you hate to see that happen in a game in which you already knew you were going to lose. And to lose a key player like that, it's like losing twice, honestly. I mean, he said Tua Tagovailoa injures his left shoulder. And so, yes, I mean, shoulder injuries are massive. I remember the reason why JB went into hating Baker Mayfield for that 1 year was because when he tore, like I think it was like what, a tore to his shoulder. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I believe he had a shoulder injury. He tried to play through it, and it was his throwing shoulder, I believe, at that. He tried to play through it, and he was not having success, and it was evident. But rather than him or the team take himself out, he continued to put the team, you know, at a disadvantage by trying to play through it and stuff like that during that last season with the Cleveland Browns and stuff, to where it made himself look bad, it made the team look bad. And he just should have not played. In all honesty, he should have just not played. So shoulder injuries are massive. You know, Trevor, he's been struggling since his injury and stuff like that. So hopefully for Tua, it won't be as serious. But with Jalen Waddle already injured and stuff like that, this is a lot of injuries for Miami this late in the season. All right, 1st and 10. Throws it. Oh, wow, what a nice power move right there by Alexander Madison, bringing the boom on that one. That's going to be a 1st down. Let's see, Battlehawk says, why real Eagles fans love Smith so much? And so, honestly, I feel like Smith is extremely underrated. Smith runs great routes. Jalen Hurts seems to have an easier time getting him the football than A.J. Brown and stuff like that. He just gets open. He gets open, gets the football, you know. He's good for a good, you know, it can be about 5, 6, 7 catches. Can range anywhere from about 54 yards to could be maybe even 122. You just never know. So he's a great second option. Meanwhile, Hall fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball. And it's going the other way. It's going the other way. It's Green Bay football. You benched every other quarterback trying to put this guy in there for this guy to come out and be 5 of 10 for 67 yards, 1 interception, and how many fumbles? Man. Let's see. Rice says, JB, are you a big March Madness fan? I am a huge March Madness fan. Believe it. My brackets will tell you otherwise, though. It'll tell you I don't know what I'm talking about. But aside from how bad I do with those March Madness brackets, I love March Madness. All the playoff systems, in terms of just systems and stuff like that, I love the March Madness system because we get the most teams in there. And even if you had a poor regular season, you've got something to play for come tournament time. You don't see anybody saying, oh, I'm going to opt out before March Madness and stuff like that for the draft and stuff like that. No, they don't do that. They don't do that. And so let's see. AD says, AJ, who is my favorite? Eagles again. I forgot. And so the wonderful AJ Brown. And let's see. JJ says, Mike is under fire rated. All right, so 22 seconds here before halftime. All right, and again, we've got 11 votes in, so let's see if we can get a couple more votes before at least the start of the third quarter. Again, right now, Vikings leading the poll, but the Packers leading the game. Love throws it incomplete. Second down coming up, 2nd and 10, 17 seconds remaining. Let's see. AD says Smith is my favorite Eagle. And so, AJ. But yes, the good old Devontae Smith. All right, 2nd and 10. Looking, throws it, is caught by Reed, and Reed gets away from one guy. And oh, when he gets to the end zone, that's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Green Bay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Brayden says, let's go. Brayden says, let's go. He's loving it. Oh my. This on the Up Spot Browns fantasy team. Just continue to run it up now. Yeah, it's just continuing to run up that score now. All right, extra point. It is, ooh, no good. He missed it. Well, I guess they had to have something to talk about in the locker room. So 23-3 here in the second quarter with 8 seconds to go. Oh, man. So this first half has been pretty much all Green Bay Packers. Let's see. Battlehawk says, grade love year 1. Seems went good. And so, yes, I would honestly give it a B. There were some things early in the season that just took too long to get going. That's why they're not in contention for the division. But when he got it going, it was good. And when Christian Watson got it going with him, that's when they're at their best. When they have Christian Watson out there and when he gets going, that takes his offense to a whole other dimension and stuff like that. So I'll give it a B. And the B is passing. That's passing that says, you know what? You can come back, be that starting quarterback the next year. So I'll give it a B. Let's see. Kenneth says, we know times for the final games next Sunday. And so, man, yes, all those games next Sunday, that means something for most of those teams, except for my team. But still, it's the Jets. And for that reason alone, we need to beat the Jets just because it's the Jets. Everything else doesn't matter. Meanwhile, for the Vikings here, okay. To the 32-yard line on the return. 3 seconds here before halftime. 23-3 is our score right now. Green Bay on top of this one. Complete domination here in the first half. We'll see in the second half what type of adjustments are made. But right now, it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. Let's see. Battlehawk says, future for Mac. Backup, cut, XFL. I honestly feel like most likely for Mac Jones, he gets cut. I feel like we're going to try to do him a solid to where he can probably try to go somewhere else and maybe regain his confidence. But the kid, he's lost his confidence completely and stuff like that. So Bailey Zappe ideally is the backup next year in New England. Hopefully we'll be in position to draft a young kid. If not, then maybe who knows how that's going to go. But Mac Jones, I feel like he gets cut. But I do think he gets picked up by another team in the NFL. Someone's going to give him an opportunity and just say, hey, there was no talent down there in New England. We'll bring you in. We'll right the ship. He'll be a backup somewhere. And so, man, look at that. Member for 20 months. 80s out here leading the show. And he says, Devontae Smith, another 1K season. Yes, let's go. Yes. And he's still so young, still improving each and every year. But, man, 20 months as a member. That's what's up. Shout out to 80s here. Is there any way that I can pin this? Let's see. Yes, I can pin it. That's what's up. We're going to go ahead and let's see. No, it won't let me pin it. That's messed up. Why can't I pin it? Why can't I pin it? No. But yeah, man, 80s, 20 months a member. Time sure does fly. You're approaching that 2-year mark. You're almost at that 2-year mark, like 4 months from now. Wow. Okay. So, okay, I better get ready to prepare some type of special Eagles Mania video for you. Celebrate that 2-year members mark and stuff like that. Say something good about the Eagles for the 1-year mark. That's what I should do, something really good. Yeah, but again, we are currently right now at halftime, and so JB will be right back. Gonna go get me some water, so I will be right back. All right, so JB is back. But yeah, that's the future, I believe, there for Mac Jones. Let's see, Battlehawk says go 80s. 80 says Battlehawks. Let's see, Battlehawk says many believe Belichick one more game with Patriots. And so it's a real possibility. I don't think that Robert Kraft knows for sure either way. I think at one point in time, he sort of felt like he did, but I don't know if he knows for sure just yet which direction to take. I mean, maybe he has a conversation with Bill, and he's like, "All right, Bill, we've had many years together, some success, a couple down years. So are you willing to allow another GM to come in and just be the GM and you just focus on coaching?" That's what I hope that happens. That's what I hope that happens. And so OddsJam, what's good? Os says, what's up? And so, oh man, just out here, enjoying the last couple hours of 2023 and stuff like that. I'm on Central Time here, so last couple hours of 2023 and just reflecting. You guys, let me know what were some of the high moments for you guys, whether it's individually or just sports. You guys let me know what were some high moments for you guys throughout 2023. And what are you most looking forward to start out 2024? 80 says, how about a Randall Cunningham stream? And so a Randall Cunningham stream in which we just talk all about Randall Cunningham and stuff like that, that might be possible. That might be possible. Let's see, 80 says, JB is getting Bojangles delivered. And so, oh man, those Bojangle days. Those Bojangle days. Oh man, when JB was living a cushy life. Let's see, Battlehawk says, yeah, let's worry for a little bit, 80s. Let's see, Kenneth says, what's for dinner tonight, JB? You had chicken Alfredo tonight? Oh, man, chicken Alfredo sounds great. Sounds great. For JB, it'll be some barbecue wings. JB loves some barbecue wings. Absolutely, barbecue wings. A little bit of fries, Let's see. Yeah, chicken Alfredo sounds real good. That sounds like something that my wife would love to eat right now. That's what that sounds like. Oh, man. Speaking of which, I'm not sure if I shared with you guys or not, but on the 28th, so a couple days ago, on the 28th of this month, was me and my wife's 1 year anniversary. So not sure if I shared that with you guys or not, but absolutely. Let's see, Oz says, I'm looking forward to Phil staying on the Bears and we trade down for a haul again. And so hopefully you guys finesse another team that's not my team to come up and trade and draft the quarterback so you guys can get an early pick again. And let's see, JJ says, OMG. JJ, is it time to switch to quarterback? Kenneth says, spend time with my family and friends and read the Bible and spend time with you. And so, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. JJ says, happy anniversary, JB. And so, yes, thank you. Kenneth says, happy late anniversary to you both. And so, yes, thank you. Absolutely. Says, happy anniversary. Thank you. As you guys can see, JB's over here killing this water and stuff like that completely. But yes, thank you so much. So much. Final moments of 2023. And then it's 2024 all over again, which means we've got some of the coldest months coming up, especially depending on where you guys are located at. Some of the coldest months to come up because it really hasn't been it's been cold, but not like it's going to be. And so if you know JB loves to stay warm. JB loves to stay warm. It's that Florida in me, so I'll always prefer just being warm. Absolutely. Yep, and then all of these bowl games. We're going to miss college football like when there's no bowl games left, in which, honestly, with the amount of players that have been missing bowl games so far this year, it's just taken some of the excitement out of it for the regular bowl games. But even so, we're still going to miss college football when that's gone. Battlehawk says Atlanta is central, and so yeah, Mike, I'm no longer located in Atlanta. At some point, I hope to return at some point over the next year or two, but currently I am in Texas right now. So yeah, I am in Texas. I've been in Texas for at least the last like 4.5 months and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm on Central Time. Kenneth says, are you doing the Summer Olympics stream? And so I would at least consider it. I would at least consider it, Kenneth. I will at least consider it. It would be something new for sure. So I probably would make it more of just like a party type stream as opposed to like obviously no type of play-by-play. So it'd probably be a different type, but I'm open to the possibility. Open to the possibility. Lewis says the under in trouble. Yeah, because one team, you know, is scoring a whole bunch. A whole bunch. Let's see. 80 says, Texas, do you have a 10-gallon hat and Spurs? And so my cousin mentioned that the other day, 80s. She mentioned that the other day. And so, no, I do not. I do not. But yeah, currently right now, that's where JB is currently right now in Texas. You say that's hotter than Hotlanta. And so, yes. I mean, JB misses both. Well, I do miss Atlanta because, like, being not too far from the tech hub that I was accustomed to over there, given my job and stuff like that, I feel like I was being hit up more by recruiters and stuff like that. But Texas is nice. Texas is nice. But I know it's going to get a lot more colder, and that's what makes JB afraid. 80 says, Lewis, my friend, Happy New Year. And so, yes. I'm probably the only one here that's drinking water to bring in the new year. Oh, yes. But again, we're currently right now at halftime. Let's see, what game did we not talk about? I thought the only game that we did not mention earlier was the 49ers win over Washington because we just expected that. Kansas City was in a fight for their lives, so they were in a fight for their lives until the very end in that matchup. That and then the Broncos winning with Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham. The numbers that Jarrett Stidham put up. All right, so Stid was 20 of 32 for 224 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception, sacked twice. Okay, ran the ball 6 times for 6 yards. Okay. And so 80s again with another super chat. He said, I tried to drive through Texas once, but I was denied because I didn't have a gun rack on my car. Oh, JB, I'm drinking and make up for you. I appreciate that, 80s. I do it. Thanks again for the super chat here. Oh, man, 80s over here keeping the lights on. Wow. That is just, but yes, between 80s and Lewis, I wonder who drinks more between the two of you, honestly. I wonder who drinks more. I probably would have to guess Lewis. Probably would have to guess that. I feel like Lewis just wakes up, and then he's already having a drink to go with his pancakes and stuff, his eggs and all like that, just drinking 7 times out the day. As the Kenneth says, let's talk about the Colts and Raiders today. And so, okay, bet. Yeah, so that Indianapolis and Raiders game there, I was rooting for the Raiders there. I'm tired of the Raiders being sorry also, so I was rooting for the Raiders to win that one. But Indianapolis came out, won that one 23-20. Let's look at the numbers. And so this time, Aiden O'Connell actually had to pass the ball. Last week, the Raiders beat the Chiefs with Aiden O'Connell just going for 62 yards passing. This week, he was 30 of 47 for 299 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So a pretty stellar day for him, but it wasn't enough. Gardner Minshew was 15 of 23 for Indianapolis for 224 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception. Gardner Minshew, he's in the place where he needs to be at, honestly. And so Jan Thomas, what's good with you? Let's see, Jan says, hi, how are you doing? Hey, and happy New Year's Eve to you, and I'm wishing you a happy new year. Absolutely, but how are you? Let's see, Jonathan Taylor, he had 21 carries, 96 yards, and a touchdown in that matchup. Let's see, Trey Sermon, 5 carries and 32 yards there. As for Las Vegas, Zamir White, who's been an underrated story so far this season, 20 carries, 71 yards. Definitely, when Josh Jacobs is back next year, you've got a nice running back to complement him moving forward. So, absolutely love that guy for them. And Devontae Adams went nuclear that game. 13 catches, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns, 21 targets. That tells me the receiver was all up in your ear all practice long, saying if you don't throw me this ball, you won't be back next year and stuff like that. And so they finally got him the ball. All right, but here we go for the Vikings. Here in the third quarter. Throws it. Gets the completion there. And by the way, this is Nick Mullen in the game. So Minnesota finally coming back to their common sense and realizing, hey, despite the fact that Nick Mullen turns the ball over, he moves the ball down the field and gives us a chance. I like the switch to make to go back to him. And honestly, they should have started off the game like that, I feel like. But here we go. At the Packers' 45-yard line. Can a new quarterback bring a new resurgence here to save the season? They give it to Ty Chandler up the middle. He picks up a yard on the carry. He's got 8 carries for 32 yards so far in this one. But yeah, Jan, how are you doing? All right, so we got 2nd and 9 for the Minnesota Vikings here. Mullen up under center. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Play fake, looking, throws it. It's completed to the back and the back. Still going all the way to about 32 yards away from the end zone there. So he picked up 12 yards, not at the Green Bay 32-yard line. All right, so let's see. Can they get some points here on this drive? Again, third quarter, but 13 minutes to go. Green Bay up 23-3. 5 seconds on the play clock. And, oh, man, we got a penalty. Got a penalty here. That is going to back them up 5 yards here. And you just can't do that. You just can't do that. Let's see. Ode says, I would like to not only thank JB, Mr. JB, and everyone for checking on me and asking how I'm doing. And so, yes, absolutely, absolutely, definitely. Because I know that this year, 2023, I know that you definitely lost some very close people in 2023. So definitely always concerned for you and always wishing the best. You know, we love to hear good news, you know, when good news arises for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we both hit that 30-year mark this year. So 2024, look out. Look out. All right, but we do have a penalty here. Oh, man, we're starting to get a bunch of penalties here. Come on, refs. You see the game's kind of one-sided. You can use a little Minnesota score. An eligible man downfield is called here. Yeah, these days I need to see a replay. Oh, yeah, 67. What you doing, baby? What you doing? All right, so now we got 1st and 20. 5 receivers on the play. 5 seconds on the play clock. Looking. Oh, the pressure got to him. They got to him and he got rocked. Let's see. Oh, it says we really appreciate it more than you guys know. And so, of course, because here on JB&M, we are like family. Absolutely like family. Absolutely. But I am looking forward to our comeback story in 2024. That's for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to leaving 2023 behind. Meanwhile, pass there completed there to the tight end. The tight end fighting forward there for everything he's got. Going to pick up about a good 14 yards there. Now we got third down coming up. It's going to be about 3rd and 14, but there is an injured player right now on the field. And it looks like for the Packers there, Smith. Let's see, JD says, JB, every team you've picked is lost, LOL. And so, what do you mean? Every team I've picked is lost. What do you mean? What do you mean? That ain't right. That ain't right. Let's see. Oh, it says, that's right, JB. If any one of you guys in Buffalo, New York, let me know. You have a couch with your name on it. All you have to do is deal with Teddy cuddling with you. And so, yes, good old Teddy on the ready. Good old Teddy. All right, again, we're currently right now at the commercial due to the injured player for the Packers, and that was Smith that was hurt, so hopefully he will be okay. And so, Mike, if you're still here, Mike, what grade would you give Josh Allen so far this season? If you guys also want to chime in, let me know. Well, what grade are we giving Josh Allen, the Madden cover guy, the guy who's supposed to deliver a Super Bowl for the Buffalo franchise? What will we give his grade so far this season? Let's see, JJ says, I'm going to get a jersey and put my name on it, JJ. And so, hey, that'd be tremendous. That'd be tremendous. That would be tremendous. Trying to think. I do know that I've had, let's see, I've had a Kansas City jersey before. I've had, I think it was Priest Holmes. Yeah, Priest Holmes jersey. This was a while back and stuff like that. But I had a Priest Holmes jersey. I've had Randy Moss when he was with the Raiders jersey. So I had a Chiefs jersey, Raiders jersey. Let's see. When I've had the Patriots, I don't think, I'm trying to think. It might have just been a Brady's jersey. These was like, it's been a while since I've seen these jerseys. But those are some of the jerseys. Everybody in Miami had a D Wade jersey back in the day. Let's see. O says, all around B+ for Josh Allen as of today. Okay, I like it. A B+ there for Josh Allen. Okay. I feel like I have to credit the organization for helping him cut back on those turnovers near the red zone by providing a bit more of a running game. All right, so here we go, third quarter. 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Play fake. Throws it. Incomplete. Incomplete. All right, so B+ there for Josh Allen as of today. And so I think that's a good number there. That's a good number. What are we giving Patrick Mahomes for a rating so far this season? This should be interesting. What are we going to give Patrick Mahomes on the season? All right, so here we go. Mullen up under center here for the Vikings. And again, the Vikings right now trailing 23-3 right now. Can they get their first touchdown? They give it to the back, and the back off between the left guard and the left end. Still fighting forward there for about 7 yards on the play. Ty Chandler with the carry. Let's see, Braden says, there's our defense. And so, okay. So Braden said he's too locked in right now. Needs a defense to get a stop, he says. Again, 8 plays, 49 yards, and about 5 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock in terms of time of possession on this drive. But it doesn't mean nothing if you don't come away with any points. Receiver goes in motion, gets the snap. Mullen moving around. Mullen throws this one. It's caught. Makes the first guy miss. Try to make the second guy get missed, but not exactly happening there. Brought down by Nixon on the tackle. And it was a shoestring tackle. 4th down coming up. Minnesota. Are we going to roll the dice here? As the O says, C+. If he's supposed to be the guy of the NFL, then you have to grade him harder. And so I can agree with that. But don't ask me to grade the Chiefs receiving corps. Don't ask me to do that because it won't be nice, you know. But definitely, it's been tough this year. This is really the first year I'm seeing him going out there, and it's really tough for him. Here we go, 4th and 4. On the move, throws it. Ooh, he took a hit on that one there. Incomplete. And all JJ can do is just shake his head. So down 20 points. They opted to go for the try to get the touchdown there. Wasn't able to do it. And so Braden says, let's go. He says, let's go. Okay. So now the Green Bay Packers defense, having bent but not broken on that drive, which was 10 plays, 48 yards, 6 minutes and 11 seconds off the clock, but still resulted in absolutely nothing there. So Green Bay will take over from their own 9-yard line as they're up 23-3. But yeah, you say C+. I would give Patrick Mahomes. It's really tough. I would give him a B minus, like the very lowest level of a B possible. I would give him that. Only because I feel like he legitimately has terrible receivers that keep just doing the worst. And any other quarterback with those weapons, I don't see them doing anything. But right now, this is becoming Isaiah Pacheco's team now. Like, he's just out here just, you know, being a spark and the plug, like doing everything. At this point, Taylor Swift is more responsible for more W's for the Chiefs than Patrick Mahomes is at this point. And y'all know we had to at least mention her one time in the stream because you can't mention the Chiefs and not mention Taylor Swift. You just know it. What grade are we giving Russell Wilson on the season, even though he didn't play today? But what grade are we giving Russell Wilson on the season? All right, let's see what the Packers can do here. Third quarter, 8 minutes and 49 seconds to go. Love up under center. Receiver goes in motion. Feeds it to the back, and the back. Oh, man, look at all that space. Man. Aaron Jones, 26 yards. Where was this the rest of the season for those in fantasy? Whew, that was nice right there. He's got 14 carries for 93 yards rushing so far. And I guess those injuries helped him keep his legs fresh for this time of the year. And perfect timing to get going. All right, so here we go. Love up under center. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back. Kraft goes in motion. Feeds it to A.J. Dillon, and Dillon's going to pick up a yard or two on the carry. All right, so we got 13 votes right now, but the Vikings still leading the poll. So if you haven't cast your vote, go ahead and vote to let us know who you got winning this one. Right now, we've got Vikings winning the poll here, but will they win the game? That's a deeper question. All right, two receivers bottom of the screen here. Multiple tight ends. 80 minutes the back. Love throwing one up there. Oh, I thought he made that catch. I was about to say that was a spectacular one. I thought he made that catch there, but that's incomplete. But man, what a throw. He threw that with some confidence there. That had some zip on that one. Like, he put that one in a bucket, and I really thought that Dub was going to make that. That's a catch you got to make right there. That's a catch you got to make. As difficult as it would have been. Right, so here we go, third quarter. 7 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Throws it, completed over the middle. Takes it all the way to about midfield. That's going to be a first down there. Picked up 13 yards in the process. 7 minutes to go here in the third. All right, Love throws it quickly. Caught by the tight end. Kraft. Going to pick up about 10 yards on the play. He's got 5 catches for 45 yards in this one. So Tucker Kraft showing, hey, that's why they brought me on board. Green Bay's going to be stacked at that tight end position for years to come. All right, so here we go. Snaps it. Feeds it here to the back. All right, Jones picks up a yard there. 2nd and 9 coming up. So again, third quarter, 5 minutes and 43 seconds to go here in the third. On the move, throws it short, caught by the back, and Jones, still on his feet there, picks up the first down in the process by sheer willpower there. 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. They get Green Bay up right now 23-3. All right, so here we go. Love up under center. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back. Feeds it to the back, and A.J. Dillon picks up 4 yards on the carry. So looking at that playoff punt there. Oh, man. So there's really just one open spot left to fight for, and that's that Seattle one, in which Seattle dropped a big one. I'm going to feed it to Dylan. Oh, man, look at that. Just showing that power there. Picked up 5 yards on the play. And now we got 3rd and 1 coming up for the Minnesota 20-yard line. So far on this drive, 9 plays, 71 yards, over 5 minutes in terms of time possession off the clock. Both of these teams taking time off the clock in the 3rd quarter. But can we get some points here? That's the question. Now, Lewis did take the under, so I am rooting for the under to remain. So if that's going to remain, Green Bay cannot come away with a touchdown. All right, 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the 3rd. Love gets the snap from up under center, gives it to Aaron Jones, and Jones going to pick up a 1st down there. Picks up about 2 or 3 yards on the carry. Fresh and set of downs to work with. All right, so you're in the shotgun. Looking, throws it, gets it completed. All right, so we got 2 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. All right, let's see. Old says, so I got 3rd place in my first money on fantasy. So you got 25 for that and 25 for winning the division. You broke even. And so nice. So you get paid there for winning the division there. I like that. Some, extra incentives there to give people an opportunity. So at least breaking even there, leave the same way you came in. Obviously, you want to profit there, but it's better than losing money. So congratulations there. Congratulations. Let's see, Kansas says Texas versus Washington game tomorrow night is a 64 spread. And with good reason, too. With good reason. Both of these teams can score quickly, and if your opponent can get some points, which Washington is extremely talented, but I do feel like Texas wins that matchup. All right, but here we go. 3rd and 1. Shotgun for the Packers. Dubs goes in motion. They're looking. He throws it, and it is caught for a touchdown. Green Bay scores again. He says sayonara there to the Viking fans. Oh, man. How about that? 13 plays, 91 yards, 8 minutes to turn the time possession off the clock here. Wow. Wow. Insane. Every time I watch the Packers, it's a new receiver that I'm watching for the first time. Extra point is good this time, so it's 30-3. Green Bay on top here in the 3rd quarter with 49 seconds. My question, will we see the backups at some point in the 4th? That's my question. I'm not going to get into the commercial here. 49 seconds left to go in the 3rd with Green Bay on top, 30-3. Man. Lewis says, are the Vikings playing backups? And so you would think so. Well, technically, all of their quarterbacks, they're playing musical chairs there. But they started off with Jaron Hall in the first half. He was 5 of 10 for 67 yards and an interception. If you ask JB, I would have stuck with Nick Mullen one more week just because I felt like he gives you a chance to score. Now, the turnovers, you just got to hope that he does not turn the ball over. But it's kind of similar like Jake Browning with Cincinnati where You just got to hope that it's a game that he's not going to go out there and throw more than maybe one, possibly two picks, and hope that he does enough good to overcome the bad. But man, this has been a total snooze fest and stuff like that. Let's see. Ode says, Love is a quarterback that the Packers can build around. They got their quarterback. So do the Jets in 10, 15 years. In 10, 15 years. Let's see. Kenneth says, is anything new coming? Let's see. Anything new coming to your channel for 2024? And so, well, at some point, I'll start to get to more of the analytical aspect of it and stuff like that. You know, talking about the sports odds and stuff, you know, before, probably do some before game. I got to figure out how that's going to work if I'm going to incorporate that, especially on days where I'm scheduled to have normal streams and stuff like that. But certainly that's one aspect there. And I know that my schedule will be shifting once we're done with football and stuff like that. So I feel like that's probably going to be the best time to really start to introduce it, because I'll have a lot more open time once the both NFL and college football season conclude and stuff like that. So that's what I'm thinking right now for there. There's plenty more things that need to be done, but I've been investing some extra time in some of my other hobbies as well. And so now once we get to the point where we have a new college football video game out, and as long as it's a decent video game that JB likes, I'll invest some time in that as well. So, but yeah. All right, so let's see what the Minnesota Vikings are going to do this time out. All right, so Mullen up on the center, tosses it to Alexander Madison, and Madison up the middle. Going to pick up about 9 yards on the play. Going to make it second and short. Now, we can run this one out to the end of the third and do us a solid and absolutely do that. But no, they're going to hurry back up the lineup. They don't want to give up just yet. Play fake. Throws it. Ooh, so close to throwing a pick. Bruh, I just spoke up for you. Just spoke up for you. Meanwhile, Jaden Reed heading to the sideline there. He had himself a tremendous game today. All right, so here we go. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Vikings still trying to get lined up here. That's going to be a later game right there, ain't it? Yeah, referee said we can't let that slide. We can't let that slide. Vikings just aren't ready today. And so, Brother Man loves movies. What's good with you? And you say, what's cracking up in this thing? And so, hey, man, just nothing but a thing, you know. How are you doing? You know, Happy New Year's Eve. I'm hoping that you have a great start to the new year. Let's see. Brother Man says, pathetic Vikings. They need a season reset. Yeah, they might want to leave this season back in 2023 and stuff like that and just avoid it in 2024. But, man, painful to watch. Painful to watch. Meanwhile, Mullins throws over the middle, gets it completed, but what is it good for? Absolutely nothing there. I mean, he picked up a couple yards there, but he's still going to be shy of that first down marker. And all we can see on the face of the Vikings is just pure pain, disappointment, and regret. Man, that's tough. That is tough. But yet, our poll is still leaning towards the Vikings here. So let's get some more votes in there. And yeah, because it's not looking too good right now for Minnesota. Down 27 points. Just got 1 quarter remaining. Man. I guess JB was destined to stream a snooze fest. It was bound to happen. I did my best to dodge some. I did dodge a couple. But man, let's see. Rye says, JB, you having fun in this Sunday Night Football Game of the Year Classic? And so all I can say is that this is the best way to sum up 2023. This year, I played the role of the Minnesota Vikings. And how they're doing in this game, that was me in 2023. So I'm ready for the great reset and to go out there and come out looking a lot better in 2024. 2023 did a number on JB. I am not going to lie. It did a number. One of the roughest years I can recall. So absolutely. Rice says, who keeps picking the Vikings in the poll? He says, are they blind as a bat? And so, oh, man. And so, let's see. Now, TT, what's good with you? And you say you love it. Loving it right now. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yes, and Happy New Year's Eve to you and a Happy New Year to you. It's almost that time. Final moments of 2023 that we can put this year behind us. Oh, man, so many things to leave behind this year. But there were some good moments. Now, there were some good moments. Some good moments. And again, we're currently right now at the commercial. Absolutely. Kenneth says, can we get some more subs and likes and polls in us all? And so, yes, that would be great. If we can get a couple more subs in there and also some more likes, that would be great. And let's see. Kenneth says, actually, the world love it anytime these Vikings lost. And so, yes, I hear you. Oh, man, what a fumble. What a fumble. And so, oh, man, even though I doubt that's going to change the outcome of the game. Okay, I know it's not. But still, that's big right there just for the sake of the stream. It's not even about the game anymore. Just the sake of the stream there. So, oh, man. Come on, 83. You got. It's simple. Your team's up. There's no pressure to return it. Just fair catch that thing and just secure the ball. Well, I guess you got to have something to talk about at the end of the game. So, but that gives the Vikings right there excellent field position. Now, what will they do with it? That's the question. That's the question. Let's see. Ryan says, JB, there's still enough time for you to end the year as a YouTube millionaire. LOL. And so, do you know what would have to happen in that case? And even if that came close to like people just randomly just started subscribing out of the blue, YouTube would be like, nah, that has to be something fishy. So he did it too fast. So they'll start removing most of it. All right, Minnesota's going to do a trick play. It looks like Nick Mullen goes out there at receiver. And it looks like Ty Chandler, that's going nowhere. He picked up a yard on the play. Defense was ready for it. They were ready for it. That was Slayton on the tackle. All right, so we got 2nd and goal coming up from the Green Bay 6-yard line for the Minnesota Vikings. But man, Ryan, I mean, to get to that point, that would be incredible. That would be incredible. But I definitely would have to do a lot more than what I'm doing now. That's for sure. All right, throws it and gets it completed there to Johnny on the spot, who gets the touchdown there for the Minnesota Vikings. So they turn a mistake by the Packers into 6 points here for Green Bay. I'm sorry, for Minnesota. Their first touchdown of the game. They say sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. All right, extra point is good. So Green Bay gave Minnesota a gift on that one in the spirit of the holiday season. Now we'll see what Green Bay does with the football when we come back here from the commercial, which they're up by 20 points. And as we're at the commercial, let's look how everybody's doing so far. So Jordan Love currently right now 19 of 27 for 228 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So Jordan Love, he's loving it today. Aaron Jones, he's got 17 carries, 99 yards so far in this one, including his longest run of the night, 26 yards. Receiving-wise, Jaden Reed, 6 catches, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest catch was 33 yards. He's been targeted 8 times, but he did head to the locker room. Hopefully he'll be okay moving forward. As for the Minnesota Vikings, they actually had 2 different quarterbacks in this one. Jaren Hall got the start in the first half. He was 5 of 10 for 67 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked 3 times. Nick Mullen, a bit better, 7 of 10, still 67 yards, but he threw a touchdown. No interceptions thus far, sacked once. On the ground, Ty Chandler, 10 carries, 40 yards. Alexander Madison, 3 carries, 17 yards. And Jaren Hall had 2 carries for 4 yards as well. Receiving-wise, Justin Jefferson, 3 catches, 46 yards, including a 21-yard catch earlier in the game. Jordan Addison, he's got 2 catches for 23 yards. And, of course, our tight end, Johnny, had 3 catches for 29 yards and a touchdown. That's what kind of game it's been so far today. Let's see, Ryan says, JB, so if you got 5,000 plus subs and 25,000 more watch hours before the end of the night, the YouTube constables, a.k.a. YouTube police, will start investigating your channel hard. You know, Ryan, there was one time I had one stream and a huge channel came through and they rated our stream, but I think I had gained, like, I want to be realistic here. It was in the hundreds that I had gained. I want to say it was probably about a good 500 plus subscribers I had gained during that stream. And I obviously, you know, I was super stoked and stuff, but I almost lost the words to speak and stuff like that. But after the stream was over, started to wake up the next day and I kept seeing that YouTube kept removing, almost until they put it exactly almost where it was before that stream and stuff like that. So I have noticed a few times. And they do that with likes as well for whatever reason. They have done that in the past with likes, which is probably why I don't harp too much on it, because when we used to get a ton of likes, like in the hundreds, I would look and see that YouTube would just knock it down and stuff like that. So it happens from time to time. It happens from time to time. Braden says, I'm not nervous. I can picture you saying it right now about being terrified right now. It's like, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous. We're good. We're still good. We got this. It's like they wouldn't let me down like this. It's only fourth quarter with about 14 minutes left to go. You know, we're up 3 touchdowns. We got this, right? We got this. Let's see. Ryan says, JB, I'm going to end the year at 347 subs. And so it's a great way to start. It's a great way to start 2024. Just imagine where you'll be at the end of 2024, man. I mean, a whole year. You could be at 1347 by the end of next year. Maybe even more. You never know. Let's see. Kenneth says, YouTube better put the false bots in jail and remove them. And so, yes. Absolutely. Let's see, Ryan says, for a channel that lifted off in May, I can't feel too bad about 347. That is great. That is great, honestly. And May is a great time there. I mean, just after the NFL draft there, so you missed, you know, that window there with the NFL draft, you know, especially if you covered like undrafted players or whatever, however you go about it. Great opportunity, but something to look forward to for sure next year, for sure. That's usually a time where I probably see like the biggest growth in the channel, like anything that's non-live stream related during that time. And let's see. Braden says, agreed, Kenneth. And let's see. Braden says, great job, RC. All right, so here we go. So Love up under center from his own 25-yard line with his team up 30-10. Here in the fourth quarter with 14 minutes and 6 seconds to go. Receiver goes in motion, going to head to the back, and the back, Aaron Jones, is going to pick up 4 yards, and he's going to cross the 100-yard mark in this game. Let's see, Ryan says, well, the WNBA season starts in May, which brings traction, and then I cover the NBA playoffs as much as possible. And then, as you know, JB, I'm talking UCLA, Caitlin Clark, and Ira right now in college. Yes, yes, yes. But that is great. That is great. I mean, it obviously shows, there is an audience. And I'm pretty sure when you first got started, you probably had doubts about just how much interest will I really gain. But now you're seeing they're out there. They're out there. Sometimes it takes for you to be the voice for them. All right, but here we go. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back. 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the fourth. Going to feed it to Jones again, and Jones is going to pick up 7 yards there, taking it all the way to the Green Bay 44-yard line. Now we got 2nd and 3 coming up. And again, all Green Bay wants to do is run that clock and score again, taking off at least about a good 5-6 minutes if possible. Let's see. Bryce says, I pride myself on being able to talk basketball all year long, and I don't get bored. That's always a plus for me. And so, yes, it's about doing what you're passionate about. Doing what you're passionate about. That is for sure. Quick pass, completed. Romeo Dubs there with the catch, picks up 12 yards in the play. And so this is big right now for Packer fans. Obviously, there's one more week next week, so your playoffs basically already been started, basically. But you have an opportunity. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it last year the roles were reversed where Seattle needed Green Bay to lose to give them a chance to make the playoffs, and then vice versa, you forward this year to where it's like the opposite, to where it was like Green Bay needed Seattle to lose to open up a window for them? Let's see. Kenneth says, I think RC should talk about other sports and stuff. And so Kenneth says RC should expand on the other sports and stuff. All right, so here we go. 11 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the fourth. Feeds it to Jones. Oh, man, look at Jones. Picks up 11 yards. He's got 20 carries today for 121 yards. And that's a first down here for the Green Bay Packers. We got a 1st and 10 from the Minnesota 33-yard line. Carmichael, what's good with you? First of all, can I say Mason Rudolph? When I say Mason Rudolph, what comes to mind for you there? Carmichael, congratulations there on your Steelers coming up clutch back-to-back weeks. I know you got to feel much better about them right now. Meanwhile, going to get a timeout called here by Green Bay with 10 minutes and 19 seconds left to go here in the fourth. Let's see. But yes, Carmichael, I am doing pretty good, and I hope that you are doing well. You know, happy New Year's Eve, and I hope that you're ready for a great start to the 2024 year. Let's see. RC says, Kenneth, only downside to that is I kind of risk running away some of my core audience. And so, yep, understanding why people, did, subscribe to you is important. That is true. Let's see. Mike says the score right now, Mike, Green Bay on top 30-10. You heard me right. 30-10 over the Vikings here in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes and 19 seconds to go. Green Bay just called a timeout right now, so we're currently at the commercial. But again, Green Bay leading 30-10 over the Vikings. Carmichael says, man, he loved him some Mason Rudolph. So he is the only quarterback I like on the Steelers. Kenny is the backup. You hate Mitch. And so he says, drop Mitch, let Kenny be the backup, and let's ride with Mason Rudolph. Let's see, Ryan says, for instance, I did a video or two on the Pistons and one of the Bucks, and I didn't get much traction out of it. When I talk WNBA, basketball, or NCAA college women's basketball, the numbers climb up and up. I know what you mean, right? I mean, if you look at JB's live streams and stuff like that, if you ask yourself, why doesn't JB do more NBA stuff? If you look at the difference from what I get from views talking about anything basketball related and then everything football related, football, my views can go anywhere from, I'll say about 100 something to about, 1,000, maybe 2,000 if it's really big or stuff like that typically. But basketball, we are not getting more than at most, maybe 200 at most if it's a really, really good match. But we are not getting those kind of views regularly for anything basketball related. And so since I'm doing this in addition to some other stuff that I am working on, in terms of personal projects, and plus when I, am working and stuff, so I can't commit, that much more extra time to a sport that people just aren't really listening to me for. So I focus on the ones that I know for a fact, like this is my core audience is for. And so football, college football, then during the off season, USFL, that's great. XFL, that's great. Now, college hoops, I do it because I love March Madness. That's the only reason why I include it, because I love March Madness. I love talking about the Big Ten and college hoops. I love that. So for a couple months, I can do that. All right, they feed it to the back here, and it's Patrick Taylor on the carry. Let's see. Rye says, as JB knows, I'm hit or miss on football, so nobody wants to hear me talk much NFL. I'll say this, though. I'd rather talk NFL over MLB. And so bet. Carmichael says, I would start Mason next week based off of everything. I agree with you, Carmichael. The rest of the way, I would ride with Mason Rudolph because when Kenny Pickett was in there, the offense was still struggling and stuff like that, but at least you have a spark. So just ride the hot hand now. Then in the offseason, open quarterback competition between the quarterbacks you got. Cut Mitchell Trubisky if possible and go forth in that direction. But 2nd and 9, quick pass, caught by the tight end, and the tight end's going to fight for about 2 yards on the play before they bring him down. 9 minutes and 28 seconds left to go here in the fourth. Carmichael says also George Pickens, 1,000 yards. And he says the USFL and XFL merger, JB, what do you think of it? I love it. I love it because it was hard towards the end of the XFL season, having to determine, do I still stream the XFL or do I transition over to the USFL? I chose to transition over to the USFL and not miss the opener there, but it was tough to leave behind the XFL. So I'm glad about the merger with that one to make it easier on JB to just, follow and stuff like that. As Michael says, I just need the Dolphins to beat the Bills and then the Steelers win and they're in. And so, okay. Well, New England almost was able to help you out in that direction there. Let's see, Ryan says, JB, can you imagine where you're going to do a video, but you need to take major notes, refer to Google, have a cheat sheet and all the stats laid out in front of you? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. You just brought back flashbacks. When I first got started, RC, I used to have to do that for a couple of the videos and stuff, but afterwards, I was like, there's got to be a better way and stuff like that. So I was like, I know enough about football to at least talk about some of this. I just need to look at the stats real quick and stuff like that if it's somebody that I'm not familiar with or just what they did last season and be able to talk about, what type of role they can bring to the team and stuff like that. But, man, those first couple of videos and stuff like that, lots of preparation, but I realized I didn't have that kind of time because you're competing against other YouTubers who are quick to get the news out, and they've got a lot more subscribers. So when their videos go out and people start liking it, then YouTube's just going to roll with them. So I had to be fast. So I had to cut out some time. It really is a grind. All right, here we go. Hands it to the back. All right, and that's going to be Patrick Taylor up the middle for 6 yards there. And again, Patrick Taylor getting some carries here. And again, all we're looking for is this clock to continue to move. I may need to look and see what type of videos that I can do that might be like some how-to do videos and stuff like that, perhaps, that'll add some real value and won't really necessarily matter, like it'll still be useful a couple of years down the road, ideally. Ooh, that completion right there. He's going to lose some yards that time. Lost 6 yards on the play. 4th down coming up. All right, so the field goal unit comes out, and the field goal is good. Let's see. RC says, it's a grind. That's why you got to do it for the love of whatever you're bringing to the YouTube tables. And so, yes, definitely that. And then add that balance, at least early on. Like if you ever get big to where, like you're able to financially like make a big chunk out of it, then obviously you can invest more time. But if you're, doing it and you're not really making much in return, then it's definitely going to be for the love of it. That's for sure. That's for sure. Let's see. Carmichael says, Happy New Year, JB. You said Najee Harris went off today a bit too late for your fantasy team this year. And so you say that's why you drafted him, though. That's why you drafted him. But, hey, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody. I mean, oh, man, we are that much closer. That much closer. Let's see. Carmichael says, JB, I was going to get in the stream right before Christmas, but I got sick the day after you got out of school. Oh, man, I hate to hear that you got sick, man. I hope that you're feeling better now. Let's see. RC says, I tell people if you're jumping into YouTube for the money aspects, you really need to grab a job first and then center your little free time around because YouTube rarely includes a fast lane. So you're right about that. You're right about that. You're going to need other avenues in which you are popular because a lot of people who got a lot of money, they probably joined big-time corporations and stuff like that. Like if I was, working for ESPN, then heck yeah, I would have a lot more, subscribers and stuff like that. I could open my own club, Shay, and stuff like that, if that was the case. But trying to do it the hard road without any connections and stuff like that, it is a real grind, a real grind. Let's see. RC says, JB, what are you going to do after the game for New Year's? And so, well, aside from just watching the New Year's, ball drop and spending time with the wife and stuff like that and eating some good food to start off 2024, in that fashion, I think that's really about it. Nothing too extreme. Nothing too extreme. And so, but that's really about it. That's really about it. And so, Carmichael says, yeah, what are you doing for New Year's, JB? And so, yep, it's almost time for JB to place an order for them wings and stuff like that so I can get that food going. And yeah, not going to be too much different than that. sticking with the regular routine for the new year. What about you guys? I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot more exciting things planned for New Year's to bring it in. Again, Green Bay up 33-10, fourth quarter, about 6 minutes and 11 seconds left to go. Man, Minnesota didn't really give us their best effort in this one. Let's see. RC says Club JBB Podcast Incorporated. And so, man, yes. I mean, I feel like for me, because the reason why I don't add more streams than what I have right now, it simply comes down to, and I've mentioned this to you guys before, JB is working on, my own trading card game, creating a ton of cards, and then I'll create images for those cards and stuff like that. If you're familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's kind of like a hybrid of like Yu-Gi-Oh! And poker. Just think more so for like a mature audience and stuff like that, but it's kind of a bit more of a hybrid like that. And I'm also looking to write my own manga. Those two are heavy, what I've been thinking about for like years and stuff like that, put them in motion the last couple of years. And I'm really hoping that this year is going to be the year where I gain a lot of momentum and then really put it together. So those are some of the goals that I have, for myself personally to focus on this year. And I feel like if I can get those two really going, JB's going to be all right. Carmichael says, nah, I'm just going to be watching the ball drop and some family. Then I'll probably play some 2K or Madden. So, hey, wonderful way to bring in the new year. And so, JJ says, bruh, this game, he can't get over it. It's like, bruh, what's happening? And so, yeah, honestly, I would take Justin Jefferson out. No need for him to get hurt in a pointless game and stuff like that. It's, protect him. And let's see, Rise says the Pistons fans finally got their 5 free Wingstop wins, JB. And so, yes, I was upset that I wasn't a part of that. I'm like, I wanted my wings, He said, I heard the lines was wrapped around the block. 2 months, almost no wings for fans. And so, yes, they were hangry. They were hangry. Kenneth says you need to put your cards on the channel. And so, yes, I plan on doing that, Kenneth, after I get them copyrighted. I'm still in the process of designing them right now. In my card database, I've got about over 4,000 monsters. And again, I still got to add images for them, but over 4,000 monsters. And I'm working on some card effects as well and stuff like that. So that's what's taking me a bit of time there, is that I want to make sure I give it the proper time and stuff like that. But I'm also working on the rules and everything. Once I get the images and stuff, then I will get it copyrighted. And once I get, put a patent on it and stuff like that, that's when I'll be able to post it on my YouTube channel and stuff like that. So that's all I'm really waiting on. So I'm hoping that I can catch fire, and maybe by this time next year, maybe I'll be able to go ahead and actually add that to the channel and stuff like that. But I got a lot of work to do, but I've done a lot of work as well. Like the framework has been put in place. Absolutely. Let's see, Carmichael says, I feel so bad for the Pistons. I think it's a much better than sub-5 win team. They're young, they've got some young pieces, so they're going to go ahead and, be working on that. Let's see, O says, let me know, I'll be buying some packs. And so, oh yeah, bet. Once you guys see that JB reaches the point there, you'll probably see some new ads and stuff like that for my card game. And so, but there's a lot of things there that I've been working on. I'm excited about it. It makes me excited and stuff like that, because that is definitely like a huge passion of mine. And for me, I really want to see the card game just catch fire and be something that, that is just enjoyable and stuff like that. And I hope that in the future we have more lenient states in terms of like gambling, because gambling is a certain aspect that can be a part of my game, only if the states allow it. So I'm really hoping that we take that step forward for that. But man, let's see. RC says, Leto online. No, RC, no. That's not how we're starting 2024. We're not doing that. Carmichael says, JB, if I have my own money, by then I'll buy some. And so bet. Let's see. Braden says, thanks for beating the Seahawks, JB. And so Carmichael, I thought you were trying to mess with JB. I was thinking, we didn't play the Seahawks this year. We didn't beat them this year. What is he talking about? I'm like, Braden, you're drinking too much for bringing the new year. Yes. But yeah, so many things I hope to achieve this year, getting that, great job that's going to be able to help me, financially to be able to invest more in this card game and get this thing done quicker. Thanks to AI, it has expedited my ability to complete it. It's just me just going through and manually making some changes here and there to fit the mode. But I'm really excited about it. Really excited about it. Carmichael says, no problem, Braden. Yes, the RC says, JB, it sucks because we can work on these things, but we got to make sure we got definite money in the bag. Yes, last time I spoke with a lawyer about it, it was back when I was in Atlanta, and he said roughly at that time about $900 in terms of a patent, and then I can advertise my deals to see if a big-time company wants to pick up my card game, which I'd rather do it myself, in all honesty, do my own marketing and stuff like that, and just be in charge of the direction of the game, because I can't trust someone else with my idea to just go out there and make it just about the money. As much as I like money, when it comes to my card game, I want it to really, really, follow my vision and my goal for what it can be. JJ says, good game. He just wants to get out of here. He's like, good game. Kenneth says, we all been praying for you and your family. And so thank you so much, Kenneth. I really appreciate that. Yeah. JB's got like 4 interviews lined up for next week. So I'm really hoping that these, go good. In my field, it is very common to have 3 or 4 rounds. And so a lot of these are like first rounds. I'm hoping to hear back from this one company for a second round. But in my field, it just takes about 3-4 rounds for each interview. So it's usually like once a week. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see, Braden says, that's awesome, JB. And let's see, Carmichael says, I think Vikings come back and win. Carmichael says he wants an interesting finish to the year. Mullen throws it. Chandler catches it. Chandler, near the sideline there, gonna pick up about a good 12, 13 yards there. That's a first down here for the Minnesota Vikings, who trail this one 33-10. Braden says, good game, JJ. Let's see. RC says, one YouTuber was getting clowned in his chat because people were telling him to get a real job. YouTube ain't no job. Go find a job one until he screenshots from these 2 videos he made 6,000. So yes, the money is definitely there. But I feel like those who get the money, it's not about the money for them when they get started. They really truly have a talent. They have a strong interest in what they do. And they just take a chance on themselves. They really take a chance on themselves. But YouTube is about trial and error. You try something, see what works and stuff like that. What are the limitations, and then you go from there. Let's see, JJ says, just give JJ a touchdown. That's all he wants. He said, just give Justin Jefferson a touchdown. Let's see, RC says, JB, when is the date that you will start streaming ice skating, bingo, bowling? I don't think you've come across that date yet, RC. Maybe it's 40 years down the road. Maybe it's 4 years down the road. But I don't think 2024 is that year. Meanwhile, Mullen throws it. And, ooh, threw it right there to JJ, but he's out of bounds. He couldn't get another feet in. Oh, man. That would have been spectacular. I mean, it may not have helped them win the game, but still, it would have been something. Let's see, 1 foot down. Oh, man, couldn't get that other foot down. Tough. All right, we've got a 17th vote in at the final hour here. Love that. All right, so we got 3rd and 4 coming up. Shotgun formation. Nick Mullen looking. Throws it to Jefferson, incomplete. 4th down coming up. 4th and 4. SM, what's good with you? SM says, what's good and Happy New Year, JB. Happy New Year to you. Oh, man, how are you bringing in the new year? SM probably got a DJ over there. Heck, he's probably DJing himself right now and stuff like that, surrounded by great food and stuff like that. Oh, man, he's probably living the best life right now. Yes. All right, but here we go. 4th and 4 right now. So can the Vikings get a touchdown? Mullen on the move. Mullen looking. Mullen throws it. Mullen, is it a pick? No, it's incomplete. Either way, Packers football. Carmichael says he thinks Pickens is a top 2 receiver, and he isn't too. And so Carmichael says you heard it here first. You heard it there first. Oh, man. So, and again, tomorrow's stream, it'll be the Washington and Texas game. That's going to be the college football game that we will be streaming tomorrow. And by then, we will know the winner of the Bama-Michigan game. But definitely looking forward to Texas and Washington. I think it'll be special. That's why I chose that game there. It has the potential to be special. And again, I got Texas winning that one 38-35. Not just saying that because I stay in Texas and stuff like that now, but I truly believe that Texas will win that game. But I truly believe Washington will give them everything that they can handle and then some. RC says, I'm going to chill. We're going to chill over here, JB. The street's too wild for me tonight. You say, I'm watching some scary movie with a few of the fam and your girl. You say you have homemade cookies and vodka. Oh, man, what kind of cookies? What kind of cookies? That sounds real good right now. JB loves a good batch of chocolate chip cookies and stuff like that. Carmichael says he hopes Washington wins. And so is it because you dislike Texas or you just want Washington to win? Essence says, good New Year's Eve, but to be honest, I'm just happy the Rams clinched a playoff spot today. That's right. Shout out to the Rams. Even though the Giants gave you quite the fright, but it was well worth it. Well worth it. Let's see. RC says, salute. Thanks for covering. Appreciate the stream. I appreciate you guys for sure. And man, this is it. The new year. So again, we still have a little bit of time left. So if you got any New Year resolutions that you guys have, JB said his earlier, I'm okay saying mine again. For me, it is really work on those projects and stuff like that. I've now got the tools and the ability to, make my dreams a reality. So I'm definitely going to be going, full steam ahead in 2024 for that. I want to make sure that I'm spending at least 4 days out the week working on my other projects and stuff like that in my spare time and stuff like that. Also recommitting to the gym and stuff, which I think in 2023 I did good, but 2024 I want to do great in the gym. I want to do great, take it to that next level. So those are JB's goals, some of JB's goals and stuff like that. Let's see. RC says chocolate chip and peanut butter homemade. Oh man, JB loves a good peanut butter with some chocolate chips. Man, it's not fair, RC. It's not fair. It's not fair. Oh, man. Let's see. Carmichael says, I need to make sure that I focus on school. And so, okay, absolutely. 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 Because right now, you're what? A sophomore, right? And so you're about at that point now where soon junior. I know junior is going to be a heavy, important year, in terms of grades and starting to look forward to, what type of colleges you want to consider and stuff like that. So this is big. This is big. This upcoming year, big. JJ says, JB, please have them take a knee. I would love for them to take a knee, but they put the backups in and they give it to, I believe, Taylor on a carry. And so, all right, so Carmichael says a sophomore, so bet. So, yeah, so absolutely. I mean, have you started thinking about, what you want to potentially major in and stuff like that? I know it's early, but it's never too early to have a goal, at least what type of school you want to consider going to and stuff like that, Or if that, of course, if that's the past, there's many ways there, there's many schools, whether it's a tech, trade school, whatever it is, there's many different paths and stuff like that. Believe me, JB chose the more expensive route. So if you want to know, they are asking JB to pay upwards of like 700 something a month for student loans. I think it's between 700 to 900. But JB was like, nope. Let's aim for something lower here. Let's see. Brayden says Clifford the Big Red Dog. Yes, I forgot all about Clifford. Yes. But don't you guys have McGo also? I wanted to see McGo. Let's see. RC says, JB, this game was mind-blowing tonight. Yes, Kenneth says Bills versus Dolphins next Sunday night game and Saturday night Texans versus Colts. And so, man, if that's the thing right there, I think we know which ones JB is going to be aiming for there, especially that Saturday night one. The Texans and the Colts, I want to see that. SM says JBOT. SM, you got to lay off the drinks right now. This is not going to JBOT. I can give you my JB guarantee. And my JB guarantee was undefeated throughout this entire year of 2023. So guarantee this was not going to overtime. All right, so Taylor on the carry. Picked up another first down there for Green Bay. And again, they're all about running that clock here. But man, you think about if Pittsburgh could have only beaten Indianapolis, they'd be right there at that 7th spot. But if Houston can beat Indy, that'll be big for them. Oh man, all kinds of different ways. Let's see, JJ says, when is your next stream? My next stream is tomorrow, JJ, and it's going to be the Texas versus Washington college football playoff game. And so that's right, last college football game of the day tomorrow. And boy, what a special one that's going to be. Let's see, Old says, watch it go to OT now. That would be insane. That would be insane, Old. I would never, ever after that give another guarantee if that happened. That would make me look like the clown there. I would not do that. You say, what a way to end the year. Kyle Michael said, I just need the Texans and the Coast to tie. I can't have both teams lose. And so, gotcha. So, oh man, you need a tie. That's so tough, Carmichael. Well, first things first is overtime. That's the first thing. Then once they're in overtime, just hope that clock runs. Let's see, RC says, we got a better chance of JB replacing his NFL streams with NHL streams than this game going into overtime. RC said he's going to keep it a buck with us here. He said that's not happening. Carmichael says if the Bills lose and the Steelers win, whatever happens to the Texans and Colts game won't matter. And so with that, it's good to have more than one chance to get in there, honestly, because anything can happen there. But Miami versus Buffalo, does anybody know the whole Tua injury? Is that supposed to be something that carries over to next week and stuff like that? I gotta take another look and see, how that is. But hey, it's gonna be an interesting one. Coming off the loss they just had to the Ravens, they don't want to enter the playoffs losing again to the Bills. So Miami, it's a pride thing. You want to win. You want to win. Not to mention a chance to potentially end Buffalo's hopes if you're Miami. Carmichael says, I need the Bills to get rallied 30-0. O says, it's his shoulder. He says it hurts, but he's playing. And so, okay, so he's still playing through it. And again, no Jalen Waddle. It's going to come down to that run game there. That run game, can it be effective enough? It'll be interesting. It will be down there in Miami, so that does help the Dolphins, because being down there at Buffalo this time of year would have been really bad. So the fact it's down in Miami, I'll give them the edge. All right, so they run the ball here. Again, looking to run more clock. Mike Tomlin says all he does is win, win, win no matter what. Shoot, when he first started winning, people were still playing that song at basketball games in high school and stuff. But yeah, congratulations to the Green Bay Packers here. They played like they deserve to win this game, even on the road at Minnesota. Carmichael says you need a Dolphins win and a Steelers win and the Texans and the Colts to win or tie. And so I feel you there. I feel you there. I tell you what, Carmichael, don't hate me for this, but a certain other team's already clinched their spot in the division. Now, I'm not talking about the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns. And I know you hate the Browns. I know you hate the Browns. And I'm pretty sure you hate Jflocka now. Let me see. You said Mike Tomlin is better than 95% of the coaches in the NFL. And so I feel like he's, well, I don't know the exact statistics there, but I definitely got him up there in terms of one of the better coaches for sure. For sure. Kenneth says it depends on the NFL refs. Is the games, week 18 rigged? And so, you already know. You already know. SM says, dang, just noticed the Commanders have the second pick now. Oh, word? Oh, word? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You know what? With Arizona winning and stuff like that, that was huge. I'm happy to see that they won. But I expect my Patriots to beat the Jets. We cannot lose to the Jets no matter what. Always beat them. Carmichael says, JB, I hate the Browns with a passion more than every other team. And so Lewis says no more points. Lewis, you're still here with us. That's right, I forgot. No more points. I don't expect any more points there. I don't expect any more points there. So, but you're like, just go ahead and take a knee. Carmichael says, I hope week 18 is rigged in the way of the Steelers. He said he don't care if it's rigged or not. Just help the Steelers out. Lewis says, run the clock. Please, run the clock. Just run the clock, please. Yeah, in that case, let them get the first down and then just put them out of their misery here. You see Myers headed to the sideline here. Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh, it says, yeah, Pats at the third. The Pats win against the Jets. They move. We'll get to 7th and 10 pick. And so, oh, man, that's big. And so, oh, my goodness. What a play. What a play. Whew. I got a little worried for you there, Lewis. I got a little worried for you. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was going to be a touchdown, but Green Bay, they just want to run out the clock. I can't blame them. They just want to run out the clock. Lewis says, Happy New Year's, everyone, and great stream, JB. Yes, Happy New Year's to everyone. And thank you guys so much for spending the last couple minutes of 2023 with JB here on this stream. And Green Bay took care of business. And now Flipper, the big red dog, is going to go out there and take a knee in this one. And this one's a wrap. Green Bay winning 33-10. So congratulations, Lewis. Way to end this one. Carmichael says, I hope the Vikings come back to win 36-33. Carmichael, I don't know what we would have to see for that to happen. We would honestly have to pause time and let just the Viking players play and stuff like that and have them score. Because that's the only way that would possibly happen. And even then, I don't know if there's enough time. SM says, do you think the Bears keep Fields? Caleb liked the tweet that said they should keep him. Honestly, in my heart of hearts, I feel like when it comes down to it, the offers that they're going to get from another team is going to be so sweet that they will once again trade and keep Justin Fields because they're going to get such a package in return for Caleb Williams. Now, who's going to do it? I don't know. But somebody's going to do it. Somebody's going to do it. I can only hope that it's my team that's reaching out to try to get him, but somebody's going to do it. Absolutely. It might just be the Minnesota Vikings might try. You never know if they move on from Kirk Cousins. You never know. Maybe the Broncos might try. They're a team that, historically have been aggressive and stuff like that. You just never know. But I think the Bears end up keeping Justin Fields and stuff like that just because of what they can get back in return. And so let's see. Braden says, Carmichael, what's going on? Braden says, Happy New Year, good night. Yes, Happy New Year to you, good night. Old says, great stream. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to you. Oh, man, is that how we're going to end the game here? Vikings and Packers? That was uncalled for. That was uncalled for. That was uncalled for. Like, bro, what are y'all doing? Carmichael says, I got it. I'll stop time and let the Vikings score. Lewis says, finish the year with a win. Congrats. Hey, what is your record right now, Lewis? What is your record on the stream right now? Kenneth says, great service and stream and Happy New Year from all of us to you. Yes, Happy New Year to you, Kenneth. You and your family and everybody in their family, make sure to enjoy it because we made it to the end of 2023. And we know a lot of people, didn't get to make it to the end of the year. So just thankful that we had this opportunity to make it to the end of the 2023 year and hoping for a really good 2024. Because I know 2023 took a toll on many of us. And so hopefully 2024, we start to get things back and that positive momentum there. But thankful for the new year. Let's see. Lewis said 32-12. That's something to be thankful for right there. 32-12. My goodness, it's no wonder you're in Mexico. At this point, you can be everywhere at this point. Carmichael says, JB, have a good night. I might see you tomorrow. Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year to you. Good night to you. Good night to everybody. I'll go ahead and end the poll here. And so let's see. SM says, thank you for answering my question, JB. 2024 will be a great one. Yes, it will. No doubt about that. Because I'm going to do everything in my efforts to ensure that and stuff like that. If life wants to make it tough, I'll be tougher. That's JB's response to 2024. Bet. Believe it. But thanks again for coming through. JB's going to go ahead and end the stream here. But you guys take care, and hopefully you guys are free to come tomorrow so we can watch some good college football playoffs, especially that Texas and Washington game. That is going to be a